right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. We'd also like to give double honors to our elders and apostles at Great Millstone that do well. We'd like to say peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect in the 1/3, and Lord's will, these lessons, these epistles. All right, us on the highways and byways, move through the Holy Spirit, is edifying and exhorting to the sincere sheep of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Baha'u'llah Kodash. And we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and those scattered abroad according to the diaspora. And we come out to the highways and byways as we are commanded to. All right, and we want to say Tawada Yah Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash, for putting on our spirit to come out here. All right, because we are living in very beautiful biblical times, even though we're in the furnace of adversity. Okay, even though our backs are against the wall, you know, hey, Babylon is crumbling. Okay, you have nations preparing to surround this country that these people idolize and worship. While you're in a bubble, you have no idea that, hey, this place is getting ready to go down. But the one people who know that time is short outside of the elect is Esau, and not just regular Edomites, but your elites, your upper echelon. Okay, we're entering the last year of the Biden administration, which the next presidential election will be November 5th, 2024. So we got a lot, there's a lot that's gonna take place before that, you know? So let's read this.
Revelation 12 and verse 12, Rev 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens and ye that dwell in them.
Yup.
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth.
Right, woe to the inhabitants of the earth. Can you get Jeremiah, I think it's 50 and 29. Oh, thou most proud, you know what that is? Yep. So that's why the scriptures are saying, woe to you, all right? Because we live in a very proud base society, all right? Where there's useless eaters that have this spirit to where if they have a following, all right, or a certain amount of views, that they're on a pedestal, unlike the rest of the people, like a manager at a grocery store, you know? Here it is because they're their position. Now they feel that they're in a better position than you, and that's where the pride sets in. You got it, brother?
Yep, we'll start at 29. This is Jeremiah 50 and verse 29. Jeremiah 50 and 29, call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about.
Right, those that bend the bow is those that have the ability of creating nuclear warheads. The scripture calls it a waster, all right? So you have countries now that have the ability, just like Babylon, just like the DEW, other nations have that technology too. So now we're in a time where nations that have been looked past, downtrodden, made fun of here in Babylon, well, now they're in a position to where it's like, hey, don't be talking about us. Now they're threatening, okay? So Babylon don't look so tough like it used to, all right? 40 other countries have signed up to join the BRICS. So BRICS is getting ready to be thrown at Babylon. And the destruction that's coming for the great whore of Babylon is the same destruction in our law that you would do to a whore. Don't it say that you would stone a whore? Or if she plays the harlot, don't it say she should be burned by fire? So she's gonna be hit with brimstone, sulfur. That's the same equivalent to our law when you play the whore in Israel. Keep going.
It says, camp against it round about, let none thereof escape.
Yep, camp against it. Now, didn't Esau set a trench around about us in the Yahweh Roman wars? Didn't he set a trench? You know? And speaking of those wars, that what was it, 66 to 70 AD? So not even a couple years later, a great war broke out with the same people that they blamed for the fires. So, hey, expect to see some things happen and you get blamed, and then his ass has the legal right to come in like a flood. Because now they're doing, talk about, is cancel culture going to cancel Hebrew Israelites? I don't know if y'all seen, but on World Star, there was the one camp, I think it's Battle Axes, down in Texas. Well, they were rebuking a Jake that was a Mo. It was that short, they did a video, but it went to World Star. But World Star titled it, cancel culture is going to cancel the Hebrew Israelites for coming against LGBT. So everything that we talk about is now being canceled, if you're in the mainstream. The things that we're speaking about, having man, the Lord create man and woman. Well, what was his name? Joel, what was it, Santana? The singer?
Joel Santana?
The singer, though, with the guitar. Is his name Joel Santana, too?
I think so.
You know,
Santana.
Santana, you know what I'm talking about? The one that plays the guitar? He had said during his concert that the Lord created man and woman, and now he's being canceled. You know? Oh, Sean O'Malley, the UFC fighter, now because he said that he has sex with a woman on the side outside of his marriage, now he's being canceled. But he said, I got testosterone running through my veins. He said, I'm a king. I pay for everything. I treat my woman like a queen. And I'm not allowed to, when I'm out and about, I can't get something on the side. But that's in the scriptures, having more than one woman. All right, not just a one-night stand, but we can have multiple women. My point is, everything that's being canceled out there, well, that's what we're speaking about right here. You know? Keep reading.
It says, round about, let none thereof escape.
Yep.
Recompense her according to her work.
Now let's talk about what's some of her works. Well, her works is what? Destroying the earth. Revelation 6 and 4 tells you that. People are now coming out and admitting, all right, the natural supply chain that the everyday demand for the Babylonian is poison. The ground you walk on, the things that you purchase, this place is a cesspool. You know, we're slowly inching closer and closer off this street because everywhere we go, it smells like puddles of piss. Windows are broken, you know? This place is a cesspool. And Esau still got the spirit, what you got it, where his ass will still walk up and down like shit sweet, you know? This shit is disgusting. As an American, you should be pissed off. As a white American, you should be angry. What you see them are, but you should be even more mad. You know, you're at the time now where Trump is your last leg of defense. He's your last leg before you say, fuck it, man. We gotta fix it.
Right.
You know? Because you can only put someone in a position so long to where if they're not gonna do it, you gotta do it yourself. You know?
It says, for she had been proud against the Lord.
Yeah, proud against the Lord. What they promoted a Jake rapper named Ugly God. What's that saying? God's ugly, right? They're proud against the Lord. Noah, Hove say, if the Lord sends a flood, we'll do this. You know, they're proud against the Lord. Babylon makes fun of God, and no Christians are upset, especially you black Christians. Black Christians ain't upset with white America and what they do to your God that you serve every Sunday. But every other day you serve Babylon. You serve his medical industry. But that's fine, see? But we're living in the last days now where all that's being outed, okay? Because your country that you like to bow down and worship so much is gonna turn on your black ass. And you got another thing talking about blacks for Trump. Y'all seen that?
Yeah, well done.
It said niggas for Trump.
Oh, excuse me. Niggas for Trump. You know? Hey, man, Jake is a joke walking, man. You want to make a joke, look at black people. They're a joke walking. That's why up here, hey, we don't play with none of that, all right? We come ourselves in decency and in order. We check everything at the door because we're putting ourselves in a spirit that's in order with the churches as in the scriptures, while everybody else is just through. Everybody else is going buck wild, you know? Men are cucking at a alarming high rate. Women are whoring off, okay, like there's no tomorrow. Eating till there's nothing left. You know, there's no the decadence. You know, there's no like standard.
Yeah.
There's no standard of living that you should live by.
No morals.
There's no morals here. You know, and there's no morale. Keep going.
It says, for she had been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets.
Yeah, and you know another way her being proud is Babylon accepting the lie that it's a fact that we're not the children. So they boast against us. You know what's proud against the Lord? Vocab. James White. What's the apologetics, the one that wore the dress?
Yeah.
That's being proud against the Lord. You know? Openly presenting yourself as an abomination and saying that it's okay. You got women openly saying that it's okay for you to be a mechanic and transition, you know, and saying that God's okay with it. That's being proud. That's proud as hell. You know, that's like talking shit in front of Mike Tyson while he's drunk. You know what I mean? Like, he's liable to take your head off. But that's the problem. These people are drunk. They're drunk with pride. They're drunk with the mark of Cain. That's the problem. You people see Esau ain't getting his ass whooped, so you want to be like Esau. When a woman says she wants rights, you have to ask this question: when you want men's rights, well, what equivalent to a man? Equivalent to what man? A black man, a Spanish man, or a white man? So when they ask questions or when they demand certain rights, ultimately they're exposing the privilege that Esau has over us in a whole. All right, because you got niggas rich, but they got to be demons. You got to look at the evolution of Jake's success rate and look at the demonic energy that came with it. I was looking up last night the evolution of y'all know the Triple X magazine, the freshman class, and how every year they had a new nigga. Well, if you look at it, it went from masculine men, papoose, you know, hoodied, and then it went from like, it started changing with the blonde hair. And then you didn't see the Cornoto yet, but you saw the blonde hair, Kid Cudi, another weirdo nigga, and then you had the YB, and then you went on, and then 2016 is when they ushered in the Cornoto on the magazine. Do y'all know 2016 is the equivalent of 666? Do you know how? Because 2,201 equals 3, then there's a 6. 6 times 3 is 18, 6, 6, 6. And that's when they did it.
And what you said, what it was, the triple X?
No, it was double
XXL.
XXL.
Because you know the X is 6, like X Tessian,
Yep.
that was 6.
Yep.
But in between that, they brought out also too the female rappers that was kind of masking the dykes.
And you know who they used first?
Who that?
Iggy Azalea.
See there?
You would think they'd use Nicki. But they use Iggy Azalea, and now when you look at the modern day magazines, it's mainly women and effeminate black men.
I ain't been watching the magazine.
No, I don't either, but the spirit jumped on me, and I said, let me look at from 2007 to present, and you can trickle the blasphemy, you can trickle the weapon.
Yeah, decline.
Yep, thank you, the decline. Keep going, brother.
This is back in Jeremiah 50 and 30. Therefore shall young men fall in the streets.
Now, well, who's the young men? Military, right? Now the military's been rated what? Weak? The military's rated weak. You see, we have brothers that were in the military that even tell you it ain't the same. When I was younger, I was afraid of the military because I was like, man, that shit ain't no joke. And at a point in time, it really, and I was actually going to join.
Me too.
I was going to join, but hey, the Lord had other plans. So Tawadi Yabba Shemal Shai. But the point is, when you look at military now, it's full of women, you know? It's full of shit, man. So these young men ain't built like Russians are today. Hey, Russians can hold their own with Jake. You know, Russians, hey, look, watch UFC. You want to talk about, who's stronger than who? Hey, watch UFC. Sean O'Malley just knocked out the Jake Alverstein. Alverstein who was undefeated, who was gonna fight Floyd because Floyd, wicked adulterous ass, was trying to pop his woman. And then that same dude, Sean O'Malley, which I believe he's a Jake. I believe he's a Jake, but he's from Ireland. He ain't from America, if I'm not mistaken. But my point is, when you watch that, hey, it's anybody's ball game. Who dominated the UFC for years? That Russian Khabib. And he rocked Connor's ass. So what you think Russia's gonna do? And then another thing, hard times make hard men. You know, so you got countries that ain't been living the lifestyle of Babylon. Hey, they're with the shit. Babylon, through its excess, has become weak. You know, let the power turn off out here. They're not ready for this. How many TikToks you see where they ask them, are you going to re-enlist or why'd you join the military? They tell you for a Hellcat.
Back in Jeremiah 50 and 30, therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, said Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
And what day? The third woe. in the day when Babylon's allies bring her to the border and deceive her. Germany wants to join BRICS. France wants to join BRICS. Nations are wanting to fulfill the Ezekiel 38 chapter, you know? And Babylon is sitting over here trying to celebrate because Japan and South Korea have said they'll ally with you. That shit's about to change. South Korea could be telling your ass, yeah, and doing the Chris Paul.
Yeah. Well, South Korea, like 4 years ago, they just got back with North Korea.
Well, you know why? Because they were reestablishing a road. So they were establishing a road so that they can travel to and fro.
That makes sense.
So they don't have to let America know when they do that.
Right.
So they could be in talks already. And another thing, keep your eye on Alaska, because there's 2 islands in Alaska that where citizens used to be able to cross, but now they're separated by military, and Russia's right there, and not even 200 yards is the U.S. So Russia's 200 yards away from the U.S. territory. Right now, 200 yards. Keep going.
Back in Jeremiah 50 and 31, behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud.
Read that again.
It says, behold, I am against thee, O thou most
Proud. I am against thee. And don't y'all hate a proud mother effer, you know? And especially when they're weak.
Yeah.
Because when they could beat you, it's arrogant. But when they're weak, it's pride. You know what I mean? That's what the countries are hating too. So something, it would make sense for things to heat up with this last regime of Biden. This is Biden's last year until the next presidential election.
By the time.
And that's why Rev 12 and 12. Now, watch. Now read that.
Back in Rev 12 and 12, and it says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea.
Hey, why woe to them? Why woe to the inhabitants of the earth? Because his ass is gonna sea hip you, man. He's trying to pop the world. You know? Keep going.
Well, he already did with that, that jump shot.
And that's coming back. Y'all see that?
Yep.
That's coming back in a brand new way. This was a prelude. You start coughing, they're gonna jump you.
Yep.
What was that in Monsters Inc?
Yeah.
E32 118.
Yeah, he tackled his ass.
Tackled him.
Yeah.
They're gonna lock you down, man.
That happened to me yesterday. I was actually in Harbor Freight. You know, I still got the sniffles and shit, so I went to one of those. Lady put her gloves on. It was smart, but you know what I mean? She put her fucking gloves on. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I
I ain't
remember.
about to touch his money.
It's like-
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
But the money dirty before it even touched fucking you.
Yeah.
The money. Do you know that finding money and using it as evidence for a drug case is inadmissible as evidence in a court of law? Do you know why? Because I think 99% of money has traces of drugs on it.
Oh, wow.
So you can't use money as evidence and traces of drugs on it because it can come from anybody. You gonna say something?
I was gonna say, look, going back in the block, like back in like 2020 and 2021, when that shit was heavy, like it's like go to a store and they would put like after they cash you out, they put sanitizer on.
Oh, they do.
Before and after, you know.
Oh, I seen it to where they were washing the product down.
Oh, yeah, I
This
seen
was
that too.
washing the Dorito down, Dorito bag down. You should have been doing that. You know what I mean? Rats and creatures piss and feces in the factories, because you got to think that's all sweet. So that's a safe haven for rodents. So they're crawling all over the cans. If you take like a Monster can and you take a white napkin and you wipe it, it's gonna be dirty. So these people ain't on nothing. It's because Esau's propaganda machine. Oh, now I need to be clean.
Yeah. Even with the hand sanitizer, I was watching this documentary on it. It's actual cancer-causing chemicals in that shit. And then that's kind of the push for the whole sanitizer, C19.
Yep. And then what's funny is they instituted this cleanliness, but now why is STDs at an alarming rate? If everybody's clean, why y'all still catching shit? Right. So you got a mask on and a phone case, but you have an unprotected. You know what I'm saying? These people are fucking finished, man. Yeah. These people are finished. Don't put no merit in them. Don't put no energy in them. And I went on TikTok the other day and I put Hebrew Israelite in, and 99% of that shit was people off. If it was either the black woman or some dumbass Jake talking about Hebrew Israelites a cult, it was some Hebrew Israelite woman shaking ass or saying how she now knows she's an Israelite. Y'all all off. Even the ones that agree with the truth, you women are fucking off. It was like a, because like they record, but they don't talk. It's like a voiceover.
Yeah.
So she was like, when I learned Deuteronomy 28, like, what the fuck you do? Where's your man at? Institute a man act.
But guess what? They all marked though. They all
Yep.
heard.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Back in 12:12.
Back in Revelation 12:12, and it says, "For the devil has come down unto you."
Who's the devil?
Esau.
Fauci. Oh, I see. Esau. The elites. Amalek. Amalek.
Right, the main tribe of the devil.
Yes.
Of the devils.
Yeah, they're wicked, man. They're very witchy.
Yep.
Read that again.
It says, "For the devil is come down unto you,
Yep.
having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time."
Right, and that's the time we're in. Because, hey, when you look at Joey, hey, that guy, he did a lot for the agenda. When you think about it, in his presidency, he did a lot. And these people are all characters. We don't even know where Kamala Harris is even at.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't even know where these people are. You know? So this shit is a whole act. I just found out yesterday, Donald Trump's 6'3". I'm like, he's 6'3"? Did y'all know that? What the hell? And then his son is 6'7".
What the fuck?
I'm like, but Joe Biden's 6 foot. So he's our height. I'm like, ain't no way.
Old ass nigga taller than
Ain't
me.
no way. So we're dealing with characters. We don't know nothing. You know? You don't know unless they want you to know. That's why it's called a secret society. You know? Just like us. You only know what you need to know. What you need to know is Yahweh Bashem El Shai. You need to know the truth. You need to know the warnings. You need to know the prophecies. That's why you don't know a lot of personal information about these people, because they're not set up for you to know that unless they want you to. Unless they want you emotionally devoted to them. So you follow them wherever they go. You agree with whatever they say. You know?
I got a quick one, laying back on what you just said.
Yep.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 9. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9. Even him who is coming is after the working of Satan.
So this guy, he has the energy, when his energy is after Shaitan. Because here it is, he's got Hollywood. He's got the CIA. You know, he's got it all, but then he wants more. Like you would think that our water would be clean. He's got that. No, maybe our food. Nope, he's got that. Defiled bread. Okay, maybe this new leader. Nope, he's got that. Everything, just like Yahweh, everything is controlled. Everything's here is controlled. That's why it was called an image. When you have an image, you have the ability to, you draw.
Yep.
You have the, like right here, to see his picture, this is an image right here.
Yep.
That image is what they created. You see? They created it that way. They chose the font. They chose the structure. It's like an architect. It's blueprints. You know, an engineer. They created this to be this way, like a board game, a triple effect, chess. They created the board to have 8 rows with, you know what I mean, and this colors and this to move like that. It's an image, and then guess what? When you get in this image, you are now bound by the laws of this image. And that's why Esau, going back to that double XL, that's why Esau, he alters reality. Things that we say, you know, we shouldn't be doing that, he enables it, so your reality now becomes his yes man. You know, like smoking and drinking, even though you like, man, I did this kind of 2 days in a row. Well, they're gonna tell you, let's do it 3 more. And then let's make a song. Party, party, party. We all get, you know? And they're like, they're altering your reality. Look at fucking Lizzo. That's an alter. And then you got women, excuse me, I'm working on my, my language. You women, you Babylonian women are through. You're on fucking planet risk.
Especially the fat ones.
When you listen to them, I'm sorry, brother. When you listen to their podcasts and you hear them, stop letting them explain things.
Right.
In one instant, they'll say Lizzo is attractive. Then they say, well, would you like to look like Lizzo? And now it's CEO. This shit, when you talk about confusion, I couldn't imagine being out here with you people. I couldn't fucking imagine, excuse me. I couldn't imagine being in the midst, like some function, and I gotta, with you. I couldn't imagine it. I couldn't imagine it, man. I'd be the Debbie Downer. I gotta get out of there. I gotta get out of there. You got something?
It's kind of uncomfortable, like when you somewhere and they do that, the Pledge of Allegiance. What's that thing they do? The national anthem.
Yep.
It's just
Yeah.
damn, like everybody gotta stand up.
Yep.
You don't want to, but you like,
Yep.
almost like,
Yep.
yeah.
I've been in situations where it was somebody's birthday. I'm like, oh shit, it's their birthday, and they saying like, you like, you know what I mean? You kind of just blend back. We don't want to be in the midst of this shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, since that much wisdom is much grief, because we know, but people out here they ain't gross darkness, so they can relate to how we feel. You know.
And what proves they're in such a gross darkness, bro, America, Babylon is a cesspool. Like there's things out here that need to be addressed before your transition. The energy, and what about the babies at the border?
Oh yeah.
You know?
Still.
Well, now they're letting them in. You know? But my point is, remember they had a protest,
Yeah.
and then it went away.
Yep. It's carbon.
And then now they just allowed them in like 2 years later. But they had them wrapped up in tinfoil, looking like baked potatoes and shit. I'm serious.
Yeah.
And then you had AOC, y'all know her? The chick AOC. You know what I'm talking about? No. She's in the Senate House.
Oh, no, I never.
Oh, the Muslim?
No, not her. Her friend, the Spanish chick. But her name's
yeah.
She went to the border and was like this.
Right.
And they were snapshotting like she was crying because of the kids.
Oh wow.
That shit was a lie. Keep going.
I think it was on you.
Oh,
Was it me?
right?
Yeah.
This is the book of Esther,
Saw
chapter
that.
3 and verse 6.
Oh no.
This is Esther chapter 3 and verse 6. And he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone.
Why Jake me mugging us? This man 4'11", grilling, listening to Gunshot Eastside. What's his name, Ira?
It's like
What's that?
Gunshot East Side.
And that shit crazy.
That's like too short.
Nigga got no shins. Me mugging us. This shit is crazy. You got it, bro.
This is Esther 3. Let's start from the top. It says, after these things did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, and advanced him.
That's you said the king. That's Persian, right? That's a Persian king who is promoting who? Amalek, Agagite. Y'all know that Haman was Amalek.
Yeah.
He's related to Agagite.
And advanced him and set him above all the princes that were with him.
So that shows you that Esau can be funded for an agenda. You know?
And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and reverenced Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him.
Oh, like old girl in the UK, she got on her knees and she walked to Prince Charles.
Yeah.
Y'all seen that video?
Yeah.
That was disgusting. Even a white person,
Yep.
you know, who perceived to be a white, they were looking at her like,
Get the fuck
Right,
out. Yeah.
what are you doing?
Right.
Oh, like old girl during that Klan rally
Yeah.
when she jumped on the Klansman.
Yep.
She was an 18-year-old high school student. She looked like she was 32. You at least
shit.
30. She was 18 with a USA sweater on, jumping over the white man,
Wow.
while a crowd of strong black men that were furious wanted to get his ass. And who jumped on him? Eve.
It says, and reverenced Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not.
Oh, you know what's heavy? Because Mordecai's a Benjamite. I met a Benjamite the other day, and his grandmother's name was Esther. I met you know what I'm talking about. I met a Benjamite. I was doing some business with him, you know, and he was asking some business advice, and I'm putting him on. We're going to do this, and he had a business he wanted to do, and he was talking about his grandmother. Her name was Esther. I said, man, ain't that the spirit?
Right.
A Benjamite with a grandmother named Esther, because Esther was who to Mordecai?
Esther is
His niece.
His niece. But what else was she considered? His daughter. Remember, because her parents died.
Yep.
So if you're right, niece and, keep going.
It said, but Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence.
Yeah, that's the spirit of the elect. Mordecai represents the elect. Real quick, Revelations 11:7. Real quick. Yeah.
Isn't that part of the law too? Say if your brother die, then his wife
Becomes yours.
and you can have children in his stead for
Yep.
him.
Yep. Now, what account happened where a man died and his brother took his wife, but he pulled out? I'll say it's what tribe did it happen in?
Judah.
Judah.
I was gonna say
So
that.
Judah's tribe, listen good. Judah's tribe was established through the act of prostitution. Somebody hit the bell. Like Alizar do. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah.
Judah's tribe was established through prostitution. Through the act of prostitution. See, they don't know our history, because what was his name? Odad?
Oh, gag up.
Ogag?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Onan,
Onan.
he pulled out because he didn't want to bring his brother back, because you doing that is establishing your brother's lineage.
And that was him being a demon, right?
Yeah. And Jake do that today.
Mm-hmm.
Jake do that same thing today. So let's keep going.
It says,
Oh, I'm sorry. Rev, real quick. We're precepting Mordecai not bound.
This is Revelation 11, and for a beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and shall overcome them and kill them.
No. Romans 11:7.
Oh, Romans.
Yeah.
I believe this is Syrian. I believe this is slave.
Mordecai. Okay.
Romans 11 and verse 7. Romans 11 and verse 7, and it says, actually, I think you want is verse 4. Romans 11 and verse 4, it says,
It
says, but what said the answer of the Most High unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal.
Yep. So see, Mordecai was in that spirit, which that's not his real name, because Mordecai means follower of Murdoch, which is a Babylonian god, just like they did that Belshazzar to
Yeah.
Daniel,
Yep.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Like us now, y'all got slave names. What was it? Malibu's Most Wanted. He was like, "That's my slave name, all
Yeah,
right."
yep.
But he being serious. We all got slave names, and what proves it's our slave name? Because it's known as a straw man in the system in the order of things. Y'all know that. Read that again.
It says, Romans 11 and 4, but what said the answer of the Most High unto him? I have reserved to myself
Reservation, just like Babylon. Isn't Babylon reserved?
instruction.
So there's the Lord made a lot of reservations. The ultimate Judite. I'm reserving you for destruction. I'm reserving you for salvation. I'm reserving this for the building. He's making big moves. Big moves are being made. In this truth, hey, you got to be a big move maker. We got to make things happen. Things need to be going on. Don't be looking at this truth as just a cut and dry, I read, I go to, no, this thing is more than that. This thing is bigger than all of us. There's a legacy being laid. It's time to tap in. We don't know if this is our last year. We got to tap in, man. And in the Day of Atonement past, I was sending out big prayers. I was putting curses on everybody. I was repenting, for real. I was putting curses on everybody, man. Everybody that ever owed me money. Remember? You heard him?
Yo.
He was pissed off. I was pissed this day. I was happy. I felt good in my spirit, but I had clarity. Praying, repenting, putting curses up, and repenting more. Last minute, it was like last 4 minutes, I just started repenting even more. As soon as a wicked thought come to my head, I'm zapping that shit. Like a scoffer. Get him out of here. Get their ass out of here. Keep going.
And it says, I have reserved to myself 7,000 men.
Yeah, and those 7,000 men are Israelites no matter what they look like. How about that? That's why Yahushua said, go and preach all nations and baptized, because that's the fullness of the Gentiles coming in. The fullness of the Gentiles is us. Timotheus, what was his father?
He was an Israelite, but he was a Gentile. Greek.
No, he was a Greek. What's your father identify as?
As American.
What's your father identify as?
Metal.
My father
American.
identifies as an African. So we would be Timothea, but my father's an African.
You know what's crazy? You know what's heavy? My father, he was in the military. You know, so he's a Greek.
Right, exactly. But it's the same thing. It's the same logic. It's the same logic. You know, then your mom, like my mom, she's a Christian. You know, she has a zeal.
Yeah.
She's an Israelite. She has a zeal, but not according to knowledge. Y'all brothers know that. A lot of our older women, they're zealous, but they don't have the knowledge. But guess what? The man our fathers they was with, he wasn't into that. You all about God. But he was all in the streets. So it's like, how y'all meet? Was you leaving Sunday and he was on the corner? You know what I'm saying? But my point is, how did the prophetess, get with a Greek man? See? Because they Israelites.
That connection.
You know? That's why you got brothers that be with a woman that ain't in the truth. Big deal. But my point is, that we're Israelites, but Timotheus used that for you today. You know? A brother's dad may call himself just Mexican. You know? But he came into the truth. But he is looked at as a Mexican or a Nigerian. That's the fullness of the Gentiles coming in. That's what Paul was talking about. You know? Keep going.
And it says, who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal.
What did Leonidas say? He said, my knee, I can't bend my knee, you know? And that's the spirit we feel. We're not gonna bend the knee to this place. And you gotta really think about it. Look at how much we've been open unto, and it's like, now you want me to succumb to this? You know? They hate us because we're not effeminate. They hate us because we're not, and you know what, another thing too, I speak as a man, but there's a great division between the jump shotters and the non. And they could have some where their spirit is stirred because you ain't got it. So they you know why people ain't breaking up? Because they both got the shot. So they just linked in. Now they're magnetic to each other, you know? But if a couple of a girl got it and he don't, they're not staying together. They're not staying together. And hey, this go around, you're gonna see people fold that didn't fold last time. You know? You're gonna see people fold. Some of our women gonna get it.
Yeah.
Like, damn, my job.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna say to you.
Well, my uncle was like that. His wife got it, and she was pushing him to get it. So it comes from that pressure of, well, I'm afraid because you know, don't got it and I got it. And I'm just want to be saved. But I was telling him, I said, I didn't get it. Now I told him why, but I basically told him I'm more holistic. I believe in herbs and things of that nature.
You know who stopped that?
Yeah.
The Rothschilds.
Yeah.
They stopped the holistic teachings.
Yeah.
And they brought in they brought in the microwave.
Yeah, basically.
You know?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Romans 11 and verse 5. Even so then at this present time also.
At this present time, it is 1:54 August 26, 2023. At this present time, what?
It says, there is a remnant according to the election of grace.
There's a remnant, the children of promise. Yep. Y'all heard about the children of promise? Do you know who the child of promise is? Even Christians admit it.
I was
That you're right, but you said the wrong name.
Jesus.
No. Isaac.
Isaac. Yeah,
Isaac.
Yep.
And Isaac, because it went Abraham, and then the promise went to Isaac. Now, why was Isaac the child of promise? Because Abraham had what, 8 sons? So this child, out of all these 8 sons, why is this child the promise? And then that child of promise had 2 sons, and then it went to what is 1. See?
I got a precept for you.
Yeah.
This is Galatians 3.
Just real quick.
And 16. Yep, real quick. Galatians 3:16. Now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made.
Let's let the brothers get it.
Yep.
Real quick.
Is it Galatians?
Yep.
3:16.
Galatia. Just real quick.
Jump here.
All right, read it.
Galatians 3:16. Now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He said not, and to seeds as of many.
It said Abraham and his seed.
Yep.
Keep going.
And to seeds as of many, but as of one.
Yep.
And to thy seed, which is Yahushua Mashiach.
There you go. So back to Romans 11.
Romans 11 and verse 5, and it says, even so then at this present time also, there is a remnant according to the election of grace. And if by grace,
And the Lord's got the remnant hidden. You know, it's not the mainstream like you would think. And you know what? One thing I noticed, anytime the Hebrew Israelite community gets exposure, if you notice, you don't see Great Millstone there.
Nah, you don't.
You see IUIC, and that's going to be a problem when the deal goes down. But we're going to be roped in with them. We're going to be roped in right with them, which is fine. But I noticed that they're very commercialized. They want to be on Front Street. And I noticed that you're putting yourself out there, and now you have Esau using your footage, using your marches, all this, and they're demonizing you. You know, and you think, what is it? What is that saying? Any publicity is good. What is that saying?
yeah, you said it right.
Any bad publicity is good publicity.
Yeah. It's not really necessarily the case. Like right now, they got Trump. It says he not prosecuted but persecuted, and I thought it's spiritual because that's what's going to happen to us. While they're prosecuting us, ultimately they're going to be persecuting us. You know. Keep reading Romans, and we'll jump back.
Of Romans 11 and 6, and if by grace, then it is no more of works.
Yep.
Otherwise, grace is no more grace.
Now, you know what proves that it was grace? You know what proves why we're under grace? Because when you go to Romans 9, it says the children neither doing good nor evil, but according to the election. So the Lord chose us as his election and then gave his election grace. So that's why you can't say as of works. Jacob didn't do nothing in particularly. Abraham didn't do nothing in particularly for the Lord to choose him, because the Lord chose him, but then he believed that was his righteousness. It wasn't like one day he told his father, what's his father, Terah? He didn't stop Terah from sacrificing, and then the Lord's, I'm gonna find that. He was 99, and then he started dealing with him, you know? So it's always a chosen. So we can't look at this thing with a proud mindset like T.O. as a wide receiver, like, because I'm the best wide out ever. No, it's because we are chosen from the Lord from the beginning of creation.
Exactly.
From just creation, existence. You know?
The Lord's moving.
Right.
He can do what he wants.
Right. He could have chosen Moabites. You know what I mean? He could have, right? But he chose us, the Israelites. So thank you, Yahweh Shai, man, for real. You imagine us being here and these slant-eyed niggas is chosen? I'm fighting, bro. I'm fighting. I don't give a fuck. I'm fighting. I'll be dead. I'll be a dead-ass heathen because we're fighting. I'm squaring up. You chose, but imagine how they feel.
Right.
You know, you look at Jake all destitute. You chosen?
Right.
Oh, Wisdom Solomon 5. This is he, him.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But I think even in that, though, it's still genetically, because like it says, we are above all that are upon the face of the earth. We're like the Terminator, the newest model, you know, or the original model, because with the goop, the slanted eye, that's mongoloidism.
You know why they got that though, right?
The incest.
Yep.
Then Esau, he has the curse of the skin. The son to kill him.
The mark of who?
Mark of Cain.
There you go.
See, but we are that model because we're
Yep.
great in all things.
You
So
know
even in that.
You know it's heavy you say that?
What?
I was watching Transformers last night, Rise of the Beast.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. I don't know if y'all caught it yet. Have you
Yeah,
seen
I
it?
seen it, yeah.
It's a Northern Jake,
Yeah,
and what's
yeah,
his
yeah.
name?
Noah.
Noah.
Yeah.
But anyways, and in the Beast, they made a covenant with who? The Jakes in Peru.
Okay, yeah.
And the Jakes in Peru are Naphtali, right? Colombia to Uruguay.
Yeah, that's who made this.
See?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Peru, you know? And the Transformer, he said that we are an advanced race. Like, we're an advanced line of creation. That's what he said. I said, yo, that's us.
Jake.
I was sitting there, I couldn't go to bed. I'm just sitting there watching and thinking about camp tomorrow. I'm watching, and he was like, we're the advanced race. We're an advanced line of creation. I'm like, yo, that's us. We're the advanced line.
Yeah.
That's why we're in the chains of darkness. You know? We're in a heathen form.
Right.
The things that you experience, coughing, sick, glass shit, 3 out of 5 of us got glasses on.
Psalms 82 and 6. He said, we, you know what I'm saying? We
Get it,
children
get
of
it,
God.
get it, get it. That's the spirit, get it. Because sometimes you got to realize, hey, brothers are gods, but they're in the sinful flesh. You know? You have to remind yourself that brothers are gods. This brother's a god right here. But the Lord put him in this position. The Lord put this brother, me, you brothers. But we're still gods though.
Right.
So sometimes I gotta remind myself that we are gods, but we're in the likeness of men. Because you know, you be wanting to be like on it, but this flesh holds us back. Psalms 82, you got it, brother?
Yep. The book of Psalms, chapter 82, verse 6. I have said, ye are gods.
I have said, ye are gods. Now wait, did not Yahushua say it is written in your law that ye are gods? Where in the law is that written that ye are gods?
Psalms 82 and 6.
But that's a psalm. But precepts are also laws. So there's more than 613.
Right.
So that's a law right there. So according to our law, we're gods. And what's a god? A power. So we're powers.
Princes of power.
But we're in this. Ah! You know, sometimes you feel like, ooh, you get pissed off. You're sick. You know, I'll be in the bed, mad as fuck, because you know, excuse me, but you're jacked up right now.
Right.
Finish, read that from the top.
The book of Psalms, chapter 82, verse 6. I have said, ye are gods,
Yep.
and all of you are the children of the Most High.
Keep going.
But ye shall die like men.
What's that mean? That means that, hey, we're in the chains of darkness. So we got to remind ourselves in our shortcomings, though. You know, shit happen, you make a mistake, something this. You got to remember, like, man, that brother's a god, though. It's his flesh that's messing with him. So we got to remind ourselves that brothers are gods, you know?
Hey, yo, remember Thor, the first one?
Yeah.
Remember when Thor was being kind of disrespectful to Odin, Odin cast him down to the earth, and he erased his memory.
Yep.
And he took away his powers.
Yep.
That's us.
Damn, tough. That's true, yep. That's true.
He didn't remember himself at all. Yep.
Then he slammed the drink. Another. He was acting crazy. That's us. Was that it?
Back to Romans?
Yeah, then the brother got a precept.
Okay. And it says, verse 11 and verse 7, what then? Israel have not attained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
It's like a magnet. It's like Hancock. You know, you can't control what you gravitate to. You know, like I can't control that when the Spirit puts on us to preach the gospel. You know, you can't control certain Jeremiah. I couldn't contain it. You can't control what the Lord is doing because there's something that we're designed by for this. You know.
And it says, verse 8, according as it is written, the Most High have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear.
Now, for you, Malak and Ira, where's that written? Read it again.
Yep. Romans 11 and verse 8, according as it is written,
according it's written, precept,
the Most High have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear.
Where's that written?
I want to say Psalm.
Nope. No, you're thinking of the snare.
Snare, yeah.
Nope, that's a precept to the answer.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 11.
That's another precept. No, it's written, we're in Romans.
Yeah.
He's precepting the Old Testament. Where in the Old Testament is it written that their eyes they should not see?
James.
Nope.
Isaiah.
Isaiah 6. Eyes did not see, right?
Yep.
All right, just wanted to share that with y'all. Keep going. Because when you're reading and it says as it's written, make it your business to look at where it's written at. Make it your business. Because it is your business. Because the Lord gave it to you, the Father's business. See? So it's like somebody coming in a store, you got to tell them where that at.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that was a question on the test, wasn't it?
What?
That precept.
It could be.
I think it was.
Keep going.
It says, unto this day.
Unto this day. What's today's date? Augustus 26.
Yep.
Ain't that who August named after? Augustus Caesar? Yep. It's Augustus 26. Girl said, when's your birthday? July? I said, what? Like Julian? What you, a Greek?
Roman.
Right, what you, a Roman? Keep going.
Verse 8. And it's, oh, excuse me.
Oh,
verse,
that was it, right?
You know.
Yeah, that was it. Maury got precept.
This is 2 Peter 2 and 3.
That's a fire chapter.
Let's go.
2 Peter 2 and 3. And through covetousness shall they with vain words make merchandise of you,
Ooh.
whose judgment now for a long time lingered not.
Oh, look, this is what we're gonna do for you. We can see you. Oh, we're gonna put you up. We're gonna put you on the Essence magazine. But somebody made that though.
Oh yeah, that's a,
Somebody made that.
Oh, I kind of figured.
My dad used to do that when I was a young lad. He would put me on magazines and stuff.
Yeah.
That's some shit. But whoever did it, that channel shouldn't have promoted that. I don't know who controls the YouTube of the IUIC events, but some of that stuff you shouldn't be posting. You should, if anything, put that amongst y'all as a joke or something. You know? Keep going.
It says, and their damnation slumbereth not.
Ooh, their damnation ain't sleeping. It ain't slacking. You know, because when you sleep, you slumber, you're not really feeling threatened. You know what I mean? Like when you think of like Debo. When Debo was awake, Smokey was afraid. But when Debo was asleep, he snuck in that room to get that money. You know? So it's saying, hey, Debo awake.
Yeah.
The spirit of death is awake. It ain't sleeping. Be careful. Keep going.
Well, I think it's just saying you woke the sleeping giant.
There you go. Yep.
For the Most High spared not the angels that sinned.
Who's the angels that sinned?
We did.
We.
Israel.
What's angel mean?
Messenger.
Messenger. So we were the angels that sinned. You know?
That remind me of that comedy. Like Message.
Yep. Don't drink juice in the hood. The Wayans brothers.
It says that sin will cast them down to hell.
It was hell. You know? The pit. The grave. He cast us down, meaning that we be able to die. Now we have the ability to die. That's why it's a sting. We tasted death, you know, and that's why Yahushua rose from the dead to show us that we don't have to fear the judgment of death anymore, you know. And so much he said he forgave sin that he got judged by the law and he was able to come back from the law he was judged by. So what you gonna reverence more, the law that kills you or the man that rose from the dead from that judgment?
Right.
I'm gonna go with him.
Yeah.
You know? What's that movie, Above the Law?
Above the rim?
No. No, Above the Law with Steven Seagal.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It says, and delivered them into chains of darkness.
Look,
to be reserved unto judgment.
you're looking at it. This is the chains of darkness. My right knee hurt. Why my right knee hurt? What'd I do? Why was I, Jadakiss, why? Why was I born with glasses? When I was young, my mother didn't know I needed glasses till I was like 4, 5, and that was because I would sit at the TV like this.
Yeah.
So she didn't even know that I needed glasses. They didn't even know until it was like, yo, I think we need to get him checked.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, I've had to wear glasses. You know, that's a chain. Oh, and the darkness too is like when you think about carnal thoughts.
Yep.
You know, the wickedness of the flesh, like Jake. You know, the stuff they do with women and butts. Like that shit, you know what, brother, you know what I mean? Like the sexual perversion.
Yeah.
It's one thing to do what you're allowed to do. Then he knew her. You allowed to know her. But the how you went like a little over, like that stuff, that's sick. That's what chains of darkness does. You know? Keep going.
That was it.
Oh, okay.
I got one.
Yep.
This is the let me see.
Oh, hold on, let him finish this in Esther.
Oh yeah.
You remember? Because we were this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is back in Esther chapter 3 and verse 3. It says, then the king's servants, which were in the king's gate, said unto Mordecai, why transgressest thou the king's commandment? Now it came to pass.
Oh, wait, can you read that again, please?
Esther 3 and 3. Then the king's servants.
The servant of the king says this. Listen to the spirit that the king's servant has. Keep going.
Which were in the king's gate.
Yep.
They said unto Mordecai, why transgressest thou the king's commandment?
Why don't you have a mask? Do you have your card to show proof? That's what they're going to do. That's the spirit they come in. They're not ruling, but they got no problem establishing the king's rule upon you. Cover your nose.
Yep.
Keep going.
And it came to pass when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them.
Daily. So does that mean they asked him more than once? They mean they constantly asked him this? Every time you went to work, did you get it? Did you get it? You know? What did Gad say? Did you pay for it? Did you trade for it?
Yep.
How is it yours? So that's what that's the spirit, right? How many times did people ask y'all?
Yep.
Right, that's all I need to know. You know? To the point is like, damn, mind your business. But you gotta be spiritual, you know?
And he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see what the Mordecai matters would stand, for he had told them that he was a Jew.
Okay, so what does that mean? He told him that he don't bow to nobody but Yahweh Shemel Shai. So he basically let it be known, like, hey, I'm an Israelite, bruh. So I don't eat pork.
And that's in the law too.
Yeah.
You shall not bow or have any bow before me.
Exactly.
And what is that today? You know, we shall make no cutters in the flesh.
Flesh.
Says, and when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence,
Haman.
then Haman was full of wrath.
Yeah, like vocab. Vocab don't have a problem if you're bald-headed, fat, with a smooth face, praising, singing to Jesus. But standing up as a so-called black or Latino man, going actually in the Bible. You know what Esau has a problem with too? He has a problem that he can't teach you. He wants to teach you the Bible. No. This man ain't never broke down nothing, but all he does is says what it's not. That's the problem with people like him, with those Amalekites. They never give you breakdowns. I never heard about Esau being done away with until I heard about Esau going into slavery. Now you want to tell me he's being done away with? I never heard that salvation was for Israel, tell the truth, but now it's supposed to be for all. You know?
But I think too, ultimately, they're upset about their birthright or them selling it.
That ain't got parts of this.
Exactly.
That pride, back in Jeremiah, we were reading, that pride had them, whoa, what you mean I'm not involved in this?
Right.
Entitled.
Yeah, exactly.
Christians are entitled.
Yeah.
Verse 6, Haman's plot to kill all Jews.
Damn. Jacob's trouble.
He thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone.
So that proves when vocab comes up to camps, he has a thought to want to fight. Not fight, but hit him. You know? And these heathens got that spirit on them too. They want to hit Jake. Right? That's how they feel. They want to get their lick in, you know?
Or they want to provoke you
Yep.
that you'll hit them.
Y'all seen that fight in the grocery store? With the Jake woman, she got out her hover round, and the Edomite, she told him like, come on. Like old girl in Harlem Nights.
I wait for this.
Yeah.
Stop me in my pinky toe.
Right. So she said, nah, swing first, because I know what you're trying to do. So Esau's dumbass fell for her. He swung first, and she's, and he tumbled over. I think he was paid to fall. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't that hard to where he, you know what I mean? But it paid him to fall. Oh, look at that. Thanks. What's up, man? He's got one. Hey, where'd you get that flyer? Where'd you get the flyer? Yeah.
There's one group of people preaching over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they gave me this. Yeah.
Oh, wow. What do you think about it?
I never seen a picture like that.
Yeah.
Jesus with a horn.
With horns?
Yeah,
Can I
I
ask you a
never-
question?
But
Now, you say you never seen a picture like that
Yeah.
of Jesus with horns. What makes you think that is Jesus?
the face.
The
face look like Jesus.
according to a biblical scripture or man's art?
Man's art.
Man's art. So then now we have to wonder, does Jesus look like that in the Bible?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Nobody's seen it.
Do you know in the Bible it does describe him?
No, you wouldn't tell exactly because there was no pictures at that time, you know.
All right.
2,000 years ago, you know, there
Yeah.
was no cameras at that time.
True.
Remember that?
True.
They wouldn't picture.
Can we go to Revelations 1? Let's see what Revelation means to reveal. So let's see what Jesus describes himself as.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 14.
Yeah.
I started 13.
Yeah, start at 12.
Started 12 up.
Because you believe, right? You believe in God and Jesus?
I believe, yeah.
Oh, good.
Revelation 1 and verse 12. And I turned to see the voice that spake with me.
So John the Revelator, John, he's an Israelite, right? He turned and heard a voice speaking to him. So he turned to look. So he's seeing literally someone. Keep going.
And being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man.
So he turned and saw one like a son of man, like me going like this, boom, and I see him right here. So he can see him. Keep going.
And it says, clothed with a garment down to the foot.
So look, he had a garment. So he had a garment. Like, you know what? Why he was wearing a garment? Because that's a priestly attire.
It's a heavenly clothes. It's not clothes like we have. Like we have. It's
Are you sure?
Heavenly clothes. Yeah, heavenly.
Is Jesus a high priest?
Yeah.
So when John saw him, did he see him in physical clothing?
No, he seen him. His face was shining.
No. I'm asking a question. Did he see him in physical clothing?
No.
So what was he wearing?
He said his legs was like a fire. His leg.
But we're not. But what? But he was physically. He could physically see his appearance, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in his physical appearance, it's saying that he had on a garment, though.
Oh, maybe he did. Yeah.
We'll read it again.
It says,
Was he naked?
No. Right.
Okay, so he had clothing, but his clothing is according to our customs.
Okay.
And our customs are that priest would wear a garment, like Samuel. You know Samuel?
Yeah.
His mother, when he was a child, he wore a cloth ephod.
Yeah.
See, so that he was wearing clothing. So this is the priestly first address. It tells you that they wear long garments, like priests in the Catholic Church. Why do you think they wear those long black, right?
Yep.
Keep going.
And it says, clothed
So he was clothed.
with a garment down to the foot,
Down to his feet.
and girt about the paps with the golden girdle.
And then he had the golden girdle like the high priest wore. High priest wore a girdle.
And his face was shining like a sun, right? That's
Yep.
what-
Yep.
is that what it was?
Yep.
And it says, his head and his hairs were white like wool.
Now what does that mean? His hair was white and like wool. What does that mean?
I'm gonna explain it.
Meaning the texture. See the texture? Like woolly hair, like a sheep. Didn't it say Jesus was the Lamb of God?
Yeah, it said
Now
it, yeah.
don't lambs have woolly hair?
Yeah.
Meaning like thick?
Yeah.
So John
Not
is
like mine. Mine is straight.
right, which is fine. But we're describing Jesus. So Jesus had white woolly hair.
Oh.
So it was woolly, like that.
Yeah.
So that was his hair. So can a man of this complexion have hair like that?
No, it's different. Yeah.
It's different. So now we're getting somewhere. So right here, that can't be his hair. See? So this right here, this can't be his hair because it's not woolly. It's stringy, like you said. That was the word you used, right? Cool. So this right here, that can't be that hair color. So let's take the hair color off.
Can you tell me the truth? Where did you get this picture?
This picture right here from the internet.
The internet?
Yeah.
Well, they made that copy, right?
Yeah. Let's let Satan pass. That's Satan in there. So let's let Satan pass. Let's pray that the light turns green, everybody. Yeah. Let it go. We're trying to teach. He wants to learn like we want to learn. Sleep the water, Yabash. Turn the music down. Thank you. Let the Lord's song play. So now we establish his hair is woolly, right? So woolly like this. Now there's even things in the past where they used steel wool and they put N-boy on it for steel wool. You know, I'll show y'all later. Keep going. I don't want to take all your time.
And it says, his head and his hairs were white like wool.
So he had woolly hair like so-called black people. Keep going.
As white as snow.
Right, white as snow. Like, look at this brother's beard. So now imagine all of it. Okay, keep going.
And it says, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Now, why was his eyes red?
Because he drank wine.
He drank wine. Didn't they call him a wine bibber?
Yep.
Didn't they call him a glutton? Yep. See, look, see.
I don't think. So I read the Bible about Jesus.
Yo, excuse me. Yeah.
It's good.
I read about Jesus about Bible, but I don't think Jesus been drinking a lot of wine.
What didn't it say? Did he drink wine?
He created the wine for the people.
Did he drink wine?
Maybe he did.
No, all right. He did drink wine.
Maybe he did, but
can
not-
I ask you? Can I tell you why? Do you know, according to the Passover, we're supposed to drink wine as a part of?
Yeah. In a church. Yeah.
It's a. What does church mean?
It's a gathering of God's people.
to call out.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're in a church right here. This is our church. We're a church. Read this.
This is Genesis 49, verse 10. It says, the scepter shall not depart from Judah.
Now Jesus was what nationality?
Jewish.
He was what?
Jewish.
Yeah, he was an Israelite
Yeah.
from the tribe of Judah.
Yeah, yeah.
So he was an Israelite of the tribe of Judah. Keep reading.
And it says, nor a lawgiver from between his feet until Shiloh come.
Who's Shiloh?
Shiloh was Shiloh.
Shiloh's Jesus.
Jesus.
Yeah, keep going.
And unto him shall the gathering of the people be.
See, until Shiloh come, unto him shall the gathering. That's why the Gentiles are coming in. Do you know that we are Gentiles?
Yeah, yeah, we are Gentiles. Yeah.
We are Gentiles.
We're not Jewish people, yeah.
No, well, I'm an Israelite. I'm no longer a Gentile. See, I was a Gentile celebrating Christmas. True Christians don't celebrate Christmas or Thanksgiving or Easter. Are you a Christian?
No, we celebrate Christmas, Easter all the time.
Are you a Christian?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
I was baptized in a church.
Okay. So, do you also celebrate Passover?
Christmas.
No, wait. Can you answer my questions, please?
Passover, yeah, we celebrate.
You celebrate Passover?
Yeah.
Do you celebrate the Day of Atonement? Hold on.
We call it Resurrection Day.
Okay.
We're not saying Easter.
Okay. Do you celebrate the Day of Atonement?
We celebrate the Resurrection Day.
Can you answer my question, please?
Yeah.
Do you celebrate the Day of Atonement?
What was it?
The Day of Atonement is in the book of Leviticus, because do you know the true Christians are Israelites?
We don't celebrate. No, I tell you what we celebrate: Christmas, Happy Resurrection Day, Thanksgiving, Pentecost Day.
Now, can I ask a question? Why do you celebrate Thanksgiving? When we commanded?
Giving the thanks to the Lord.
But what day?
America celebrated.
And what day do they celebrate that on?
In the last month of the fall time.
Of November?
Yeah.
Now, do you know America celebrates Thanksgiving to commemorate the rape, murder, and slaughter of Native Americans?
Really?
Yeah. And do you know the Native Americans are the tribe of Gad, who are Israelites?
Oh, I didn't
And
know
Jesus mentioned the Native Americans in the book of John when he said, I have other sheep according to this fold that I must bring in. So the true Christians are Israelites. Now, just because you're not on this sign doesn't mean you're not an Israelite. You see?
Yeah.
Because the Israelites were scattered like during the Greek Empire. Well, you know King Alexander?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Okay, well, King Alexander had 4 generals. And under one in particular general was a wicked root by the name of King Antiochus IV. He forced the Jewish people to not circumcise nor celebrate the Sabbath. So he turned them into Greeks. Did you know that? And then when you go to Acts, the 6th chapter, it says the Grecians. When you go into the Greek word, it means Jews that spoke Greek. Hellenists. So you had Israelites that weren't called Israelites, they were called Gentiles or Greeks. So that's why Paul said to the Jew first and to the Greek.
Yeah. First to the Jews, and
Yep.
to the Greeks and Italians, and all those people around that. Yeah.
Now Paul was
He was Jewish.
but he was a Roman citizen.
He was Roman citizen. Yeah.
But he was still an Israelite.
Yeah.
See? Cornelius. You know Cornelius?
Yeah.
He's an Israelite
Yeah.
of the Italian band. So the point is what I'm getting at, the true believers or the true Gentiles that are going to get salvation are Israelites. But they don't know that they're Israelites, hence why they're just Gentiles. Like when I was born, I thought that I was just so-called black.
Yeah.
But I got to be more than that.
More than that. Yeah.
Because the Bible has nationalities.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Cool. So, okay.
It says, binding his foal unto the vine, and his ass's coat unto the choice vine. He washed his garments in wine,
He washed his garments in wine.
and his clothes in the blood of grapes.
Yep.
That's the point. His eyes shall be red with wine.
See? So right here is a description of who you know as Jesus.
Yeah.
Now, we don't call him Jesus because Jesus is a Greek word. The letter J, do you know the letter J is one of the youngest letters in the alphabet?
Oh, yeah.
You know what year it came out in?
No.
1524. So who you know as Jesus was crucified, what was it, 33?
33.
Well, that's what they say, 33 AD. But so if the letter J was 1524, what were they calling him back then? Because he was an Israelite. So he'd have to have a Hebrew name. See?
Yeah.
His eyes shall be red with wine,
Yep.
and his teeth white with milk.
Right, white with milk, the gospel, preaching the gospel. So the point is, back in Revelation, his eyes were literally red, not symbolically. They were red because of the wine. Now, do you know what the wine represents for us?
Yeah, wine. I know what wine. Yeah.
What does it represent?
Wine is represents of Jesus' blood.
There you go. That's right. So we have to drink it, and hence why he drank it with us at the Passover.
Yeah. It says in the Bible, drink, but don't get drunk. Drink. I know one American might explain for me. Drink the wine, but don't get drunk. Don't do it.
Get a little buzzed. Yeah. Keep going.
modest.
Yeah.
Back in Revelation 1 and verse 14, it says his head and his hairs were white like wool.
Right. So this can't be true, right?
Yeah, it can be true. Yeah.
Okay. So now he don't have blue eyes either.
Yeah.
They say he has blue eyes. So now he don't have blue eyes. Keep going.
As white as snow.
Yep.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Red because of the wine. Keep going.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
Now his feet, he looked down and saw his feet because remember the garment was covering it. So he looked and saw his feet and he saw that they were the color of fine brass. What is brass a derivative of?
Color.
What color does brass look like in a crayon box? Where's my book bag? What would you say?
Right. The color of it. What color is that?
It's a gold, like gold.
Right here.
It's a brownish.
Right here. So you see this?
Yeah.
Now here, hold this. Oh look, even
I
better.
wish this was gold.
Hold on, Malak. Watch this. So look. Look. Does that not match my skin? Does that match my skin?
A little bit.
A little bit. So it matches it a little bit, but keep reading.
And it says, as if they burn in a furnace.
So if I burnt this, you know what's gonna happen? It's gonna get
It's
what's
gonna
gonna
get black. Yeah.
like that.
There you go. So he saw who you know as Jesus as a black man. So this is the picture or depiction of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. There's the woolly hair, there's the red eyes from wine, and there's the skin of bronze as if it burned in a furnace. Does that answer your question?
I read in the Bible. I don't know what kind of Bible you read, but I read in the Bible that Jesus was. In my understanding, I understand Jesus was white person like I am.
Okay.
White person, yeah.
Okay.
I read the Bible about it. I know what kind of Bible you read because there are different Bible in America. Different. I see that.
So do you know white skin is considered in the Bible?
European. Yeah. European.
Nope.
not in
Because
the
the
Bible.
original Europeans were what? Japhet.
Yep, Japhet.
European goes back to Europa. Europa is a Japhetic people, like people, the Maui. Y'all saw what happened in Hawaii?
Yep.
Those are Japhetic people. They ruled Europe first. That's why it's called Rome. Roman and Romulus.
Yep.
So read this. Let's show you what white skin represents in the Bible.
This is Numbers 12 and verse 10. And the cloud departed from out the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow.
Miriam, you know who Miriam is?
Mary, you mean?
Miriam.
No.
Miriam is the sister of Moses. And she was back talking Moses pertaining to who he had married. And the Lord had a problem with that. So he cursed her with leprosy. And he turned this black woman white as snow, like your color. So you have leprosy. And that's unclean according to the Bible. So who you know as Jesus, he couldn't have been a leper, a clean leper. He was healing lepers. You remember the account when it says he healed 10 lepers?
Yep.
So and only 9 came back. So if he was healing men that looked white, why would he have not healed himself? So that's not true. So what you know as white people, they're actually clean lepers. And majority of who you know as white people, if their line doesn't go back to Jacob, they are Edomites. Do you know who Edomites are?
No.
Okay, Edomites are the descendant of Esau, and Esau is the twin brother of Jacob, who Jesus came out of that line. Jesus came out of the line of Jacob. And so
I read in the Bible, Jesus, his grandparents was coming from David. So David
yes,
David?
yes. And David was a so-called black man. Do you know David's son Solomon? Solomon 1:5. You know David's son Solomon, King Solomon?
Yeah.
Do you know that King Solomon was a so-called black man as well?
Really?
Yeah. Watch, read this.
This is the book of Songs of Solomon 1 and 5. I am black, but comely.
What's that mean? Solomon said, I'm black but comely. Comely means what?
Handsome.
Handsome, beautiful. So read that again.
It says, I am black but comely.
I'm black but comely. This is the Songs of Solomon. So he's singing how he's black but beautiful. He's handsome. And this is King David's son. So if Solomon is black, that means his father has to be, what was King David?
His father was King David.
Was a Judite.
Yeah, but I forgot his name.
David. Oh, you talking about David's father, Jesse?
David's father, yeah. I just forgot his name. You remember that David's father's name?
Jesse.
Jesse?
Yeah.
Oh,
And he had a Chinese wife by the name of Ruth. She was Moab, right? So read this again.
Song of Solomon 1
Because,
to 5.
I'm sorry, brother, because you have to understand when you read this, we are reading the history of humanity through an isolated generation of a nation. When you read the Bible, because the Bible goes back to the beginning, right?
Yeah.
But then you find out that the Bible's a history book, correct? But when you notice in this history, it's only speaking about a specific lineage of people in history. And then when it speaks about other nations, it's either for judgment or what's coming for the future for them. See? So we all have a biblical nationality. Would you agree to that?
Yeah.
So what nationality would you say
My
you come from?
nationality was years ago, there were Slavic people. You heard about it?
Yeah,
Slavic people?
yeah.
1,000 years ago from now,
Yeah.
there were Slavic people, and from Slavic people became Ukrainian.
Yep.
And I became from Ukrainian nation.
Okay. Okay. Keep reading this.
Song of Solomon 1 to verse 5. I am black but comely.
So what would you say that means?
Can you read it again?
Yep. Song of Solomon 1, chapter 1 and verse 5. I am black but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon.
What would you say that means?
Sir, I would like to talk to you with you more about it, but I don't have a lot of time.
Okay.
So I just see when I pass by over there, they give me this brochure, about
Okay.
Africans they preaching over there.
Okay.
There are a lot of people standing over there.
Yeah.
So I didn't have much time, so I'll see you. Talk to you later.
All right. Have a good
I'll
one.
remember your face.
Okay.
I'll see you.
All right. Have a good one.
You're gonna be here on Saturday sometime.
Yes, Lord's will. Between 1 and 3.
Okay.
You come back. All right. You got it.
This is Numbers 12 and 10. And the clock.
Hey, Barakatha Yahweh Shemel Shai Bashimar Kakodash. Hey, we just had an educational, y'all brother, we're not here to, hey, well, good. I'm glad IUIC's out there. Good. So shout out to them. They're
I seen it
telling.
when I came over.
Oh, you did? Oh, they did? A&B baddest? Where the brotherly love. It's all good. It's all good. But that's a prime example to show you that the teachings of Christianity gives you no answers. He asked the brother to read it again. That's an Edomite. He asked him to read it again. He read it again. He said, I have to go, but I'm going to talk to you. That's why the scriptures say the wicked flee when no man pursue it. No one was pushing him out of here. No one pushed him, right? I thought we were actually having a good dialogue. I thought there was good information that was coming out. Finish yours, brother.
Numbers 12 and 10. And the cloud had departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous.
And he admitted it. And it's heavy. He said, I don't know what Bible I had, but the Bible I had said Jesus is white. So we had to go to that to show you that can't be the case, because what you know as white skin is a sin. According to the Bible, that's being a clean leper. Because leprosy is contagious. If he touches something, you can't even go in the house. And that's the mark of Cain.
That's one thing too. Say how Shai was a lamb without blemish.
Right.
So why would he be unclean?
Right.
He's perfect.
Right.
But the Lord Yahweh was seeing how Shai down there in the likeness of simple flesh.
What got him is when he acknowledged that this was Yahweh Shai. He said, why is there horns on Jesus?
Right.
Then when we asked him and said, well, how do you know this is Jesus? Is that by the Bible or by man's art? He admitted it was man's art, but what you find funny is when you do go into the Bible, see, if he would have agreed, we would have said he might be a Jake. But you hear he didn't have, anytime I asked him, he didn't answer the question, and then he danced around it. That was an Edomite.
Yeah.
He was cool, right? He didn't do nothing. He was cool heathen. He was a Hebrew heathen, right, bro?
Hebrew
He's a Hebrew heathen, but he wasn't a Hebrew Israelite. See? They have a problem with finding out that Jesus looks like this brother. Oh, and then I put the penny on me. Kinda. Good. I'm glad you said that. Because it's actually further than just that color. It's actually darker. But what's the big deal? So one would have to ask herself, hypothetically speaking, like in the world of movies, in an alternate universe, how many Edomites would identify as Christians if you found out that Jesus, if it was a black book?
Exactly.
If this was a black promoted book in black neighborhoods, how many Christians would identify as that? Vocab for certain would not pick that book up. But they pick it up because they walk by and they say, oh, a white guy, huh, he's God. I love it.
Yeah.
And then he walks off. Now he's God.
Yeah.
Now he gets to play God.
There you go. That's what I was gonna say. It's the highest form of white supremacy.
Yep.
That's why they had to change the likeness of his
Yep.
image.
Yep.
Because you can't have a slave being the guy,
the creator.
like the creator.
Right.
You're like, no, it
The
gotta be a
savior.
white guy.
Yeah.
You know.
Also, too, it goes back to that hate.
Yeah.
You know, because why would they accept the so-called black men? Because out here in the world, they don't accept us.
Nope.
You know?
The same thing too. Like Edomite told me some years ago. It was like she was like, you said you ever hear a white person say they said that they admit that Christ so is a black man, and they'll turn around and say, yeah, I don't believe the Bible, but I know he's a black man.
Oh wow! Oh, so if they find out he is a Jake, then they don't believe it.
Yep.
Well, that's cool.
I've heard that, yeah.
That's cool. That makes sense. Good for them. I like a truthful devil.
Me too.
Now the brother, you gonna say something,
No, I
brother?
was gonna say you see that play out in multiple videos. Like when you really get on Esau's bone and you start to really reveal the truths in the Bible, and then they'll be like, well, I don't believe in God anyway. First they'll come up Christian, then they'll be like, oh, well, I don't believe
They
in
start
the book.
acting like Adam 22.
Yeah.
Change like the seasons, right?
Now Malak said the likeness, right? Now read this.
This is First Maccabees 3 and verse 48.
And see, brothers, we don't gotta yell at him.
Right.
We don't gotta, you're going into slavery.
Right.
We don't gotta do none of that. If it's not the topic at hand, then it's not need to be brought up. It says we do all things for edification's sake. So the question at hand was his color. We didn't delve deep enough to talk about the judgment coming.
Right.
You know? Keep going.
It says, and laid open the book of the law,
Yeah.
wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Now, what heathen was this? What nation? Yep, but what were they calling themselves? Greeks. So we find out that the Edomite Greek nation was going around painting their images over other people's history. That's a very powerful precept. Read that again. That's a very powerful precept that you can't just read and move on.
Right.
That's why they took out the Apocrypha.
Yeah.
Because at this time, the Greeks, they were Greeks, but what did they call themselves Greeks? They called themselves Egyptians.
Yep.
Ptolemy.
Yep.
And even Antiochus, they were calling themselves what? Syrians.
Yep.
But they were all Edomites under that Greek empire.
And then they also called themselves Jews. Herod, remember? When they were governor over our land, didn't he identify as an Israelite?
Yep.
So they are chameleon at best, you know?
It says, and laid open the book of the law.
They laid open the scroll, pulled it open. So this shows that back then we had images. We actually had images within our writings. So if you look at it technically, the Bible, it should have, what are those books called? Where it's got like the information and pictures. Is it an encyclopedia?
Pictograph, something like that.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? There's books
Yeah.
where it has information, but it'll have like a picture next to it.
Illustration.
Huh?
Illustration.
Yeah. That's,
Illustration Bible.
yeah, that's what this should be. That's what, if you really think about it, that's what they had back then.
Yeah. But he told a bold-faced lie talking about there weren't camera pictures, but they were paintings.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah.
But see how, wait a minute. So the answer you answered to try to disannul the truth we're saying, then that means we got to take this away too.
Right.
So that means that like this, you got to Jazzy Jeff it.
Exactly.
You got to take, okay, so if there's no cameras, then we can't use this either.
Right.
So now let's go into the Bible and see what the Bible describes it, and let's come up to a conclusion of what it looks like. Because the Spirit had him say stringy hair. So we said, well, that's stringy hair.
Right.
So you have to admit, right?
Right. And I think, like you said, the book of Revelation means reveal.
Yep.
So that's actually giving you, if you gave those instructions to an artist and say, hey, hair like, white as wool, what you think the artist would draw? He's like, oh, this
what's it when you a crime?
Oh,
What they call them?
I know.
draw it out.
Yeah, when they
know the suspect.
Yeah. When they he was black. You know what I mean?
Right.
He had a white woolly hair.
Yeah.
He pulls up this picture. You know, read from the top, please.
It says, and laid open the book of the law.
So they laid it open, and we found this. We found our scriptures, and we found fucking Esau's face in there. You know, look with that jockstrap beard.
I got the big ass white one in the house.
Yeah.
The white Bible got the white images and stuff
Curly
like
temple
that.
curl.
Sketch artist, thank you.
Yeah,
Sketch artist, thank you. Hey, and Shalom, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Karadash, Barakatham. To the brothers and the sisters, the believers, thank you for tuning in and sharing. Thank you. All right, keep going.
It says, and laid open the book of the law,
Yeah.
wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Change heathen to Greek. Read it again. Greek
says-
Edomites.
And laid open the book of the law, wherein the Greeks had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
And the Greeks were who? Edomites. So Esau had the book, and you know what further proves that? You know what further proves that to be true? Because you had the great library in Alexandria, Egypt. We always talk about that. And that's in history. And you know under what Ptolemy? Ptolemy Philadelphus. Ptolemy Philadelphus, who was an Edomite, a part of the 4 generals, he sanctioned 72 priests to come to Egypt to translate the Hebrew into Greek. That's why you have the Septuagint today. So it makes sense why they drew their ass up in there. It makes sense why all the nose is knocked off or they look like Michael Jackson. You know? Read it from the top again.
It says, and laid open the book of the law,
Yeah.
wherein the Greeks had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
And that's why you got the Russian icons. Those are some bad pictures.
Yeah.
And we didn't even know, this proves us all the Lord, we didn't know we were going to go into color today. Because usually we're so used to a closed conversation, you know, but he beelined right over here.
Yeah.
So it was like a ping pong. So he went over here, got beat up, he came over here, and then he was hoping for a window.
Yeah.
But he already knew the answer. I'm sure they gave him a plethora.
Oh, yeah.
Because camps like IUIC, ISBK, they're great when it comes to like color, identifying Israel. They're great at that. They're experts on that, even the law. But when it comes to the prophetic, the holy, that's something different. That's where the spirit comes in for us, you know? So was that it? Yep, read that please.
This is 1 John, chapter 4 and verse 2.
See, they like black men, but they don't like knowing God's black. Keep going.
1 John 4 and 1 John 4 and verse 2.
It's crazy how much we're hated and loved.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy how much they hate us but love us. You know?
Damn.
But don't worry, that love's coming. You see how the women treated the Beatles?
Yeah.
Michael Jackson? Wait till they come looking for you, Murar.
Fainting and shit.
Watch. You brothers, watch. Watch. Because the Lord gonna put that spirit on them. The Lord gonna put that, just like how demons, you know, that we was walking, we was doing our mile walk, and this demon 50 yards away, drunk as ever, came beeline to it. What are y'all doing? Looking like one of them, those things at the card
Like
thing.
Bobo.
Like
Floppy
Bobo.
balloon.
You know? But the spirit had a gate in front of it. It almost got physical. Me and the bro, we was just walking. We was actually talking about how, you know, it's wise, you know, watching the moderation with drinking, things of that nature. And here comes a drunk ass Edomite trying to basically bum rush us. Drunk as hell. What are y'all doing here? And we was on a track. How much more when Isaiah 4 and 1 come? You know? You know, oh, they talking to me? You know? You're gonna be surprised. A woman come to you, you're gonna be like, you talking to me?
Right.
Yeah, you.
Ain't you one of them guys that you stand on the corner?
Yeah.
Yo, that kind of happened when the C-19 hit. I remember I was at Wegmans, and this one chick just kept looking at me. She kept looking at like she wanted to come with me and shit, like she thought it was the last, like the end of the world. It was just weird.
Yep.
She just was looking like.
Yep. You know what's heavy? You know what proves that is the other day I was in Dollar General and I was just buying something on break for a quick lunch, and this Jake woman was in line, and she had a gas can, and I saw her fiddling with it, but I didn't say nothing, because I learned now, like, even though we're people, sometimes I don't even speak to y'all. Because, you know, you got a man, you got this, you might not want me to talk, so I don't say nothing. But I'm in my full work, you know what I mean? I got my shit on. And she turned around and she was like, do you know how to work this? And I knew in the spirit, yeah, I'm like, yeah, look, you got to do this, then you do that, and you put it. She said, oh, man, thank you.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you, I was about to not buy it.
Yeah.
And I said, are you buying it because you need gas? She said, I'm buying it just so I can have it. I said, you a smart woman.
Yeah.
I said, that's smart of you. But that's where I left it. I ain't holler at her. I ain't say nothing.
Yeah.
I said, all right, goodbye, ma'am.
Yeah.
But my point is, that was an impression.
Yeah.
The impression that I had upon her is that this man could handle an issue that I don't know what to do with. So that's the time we coming into is we're going to know what to do.
Yeah.
We're going to know what to do. Not some nigga throwing up the Conorto with a red and black index paint and nail finger. You know? They ain't going to know what to do.
Yeah. And that's a subtle way that women kind of hit on you too.
Right.
Like she could have was looking for, you know, a husband.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right. It wasn't on my spirit to say nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Read that.
1 John 4:2. Hereby know ye the spirit of
So
the
one.
1 John 4:1. Beloved, believe not every spirit.
Believe not every Israelite. Believe not everybody holding the Bible. That's why, starting with our elders and apostles, they tell you what? Look it up. That's why if we make a statement, we're going to back it up. We're not up here to guess. You know? We're not up here to guess. I had made a statement last camp, but I couldn't find an article, so I said, I'm going to leave it. So I can't find it, so I'm not going to delve into it without showing you it. We're not going to wing shit. This ain't Wing Chun up here.
Right.
You know? Keep going.
Boxing is calculated.
Yep. It's pre-planned through the Spirit. There's evidence. There's facts. Keep going.
And it says, but try the spirits.
Try them. Oh, there they go right there.
Right.
Yep, Judah 144.
144.
The Lord always got them stopping. The Lord always got them stopping. Read it again.
It says,
They
but,
must have ended camp. It's still early out, brothers. Keep
and
going.
it says, but try the spirits.
Oh, there go another one right there. Dang, Jake see us, they don't say a word.
Damn, well,
There go again.
they probably going to the
But yeah, they're going to
building.
yeah, that's cool. But it's crazy how, if I see it, well, I can't say that's true.
What's up, bro?
I can't say it's true. But you're surprised, you know what I mean? Like, there ain't a little
Right.
At least he looked.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Because you got to think how they treated Yahweh Shai.
Exactly, yeah.
They got they treated you. What's up, brother? But a Gentile. But a Gentile. But a Gentile gave us the fist.
Exactly.
That's why they think we're uncircumcised. You know?
Oh, you know why they don't say nothing?
Oh, they got orders.
Gag
What did how should I say that too? But he said, y'all don't need a physician.
Yep.
You know, y'all
Yep,
got the law.
Yep. They don't
You know?
need us.
And it says, 1 John 4:1, but try the spirits.
What an eventful day.
Right.
What an eventful day. I'm sorry, brother. One more
The
time.
Ukrainian came up.
Yep.
I have strength in that.
Yep. But like them, you got to try their doctrine. When I went to ISUPK, when I went to ISUPK, I let them talk. They did their whole time, I'm sitting there, I'm listening, talk. And I was like, what's the mark of the beast? That was the first thing I asked. Because that's trying the spirit. You know? You go to IUIC, ask them about prophecy. You already know you're an Israelite. Let's talk about prophecy. Tell me how this thing gonna end. Oh man, Jake winning right now. He got a Corvette listening to Drake. He is not ready for the truth. He feels like a winner.
Right.
Feel like a winner.
And it says, because many false prophets are gone out into the world.
There are a lot of false prophets. There's a lot of false prophets amongst Esau, amongst Christianity, and amongst Hebrew, as vocab would say, Israelism. There aren't there?
Hebrewism.
There's a lot of false prophets on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all types of them. So you got to try them. And you try them by the doctrine. You try them by the understanding. Keep reading.
Verse 2, and it says, hereby know ye the spirit of the Most High. Every spirit that confesseth that Yahweh Shai is come in the flesh is of the Most High.
Now, he confessed that Jesus came in the flesh, but then he said that he was white.
Right.
So then we say, okay, let's see what the Bible don't say that. The Bible says it's a different. So keep reading.
Verse 3, and every spirit that
Read it verbatim.
okay. Verse 3, and every spirit that confesseth not that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh is not of the Most High, and this is the spirit of an antichrist.
That's what we had. Now he wasn't tripping. You know, he did kind of get close, but he wasn't tripping. He wasn't tripping, but that was an anti. He was anti.
Yeah.
He literally heard that Solomon was a man of color, and he said, "I gotta go."
Right.
So he has a problem with what the Bible says that of who he believes in. You know, it's like you a part of a gang, but you don't like the gang color. But you a blood.
Right.
You know, but I think we should wear white. But you're a blood, dude.
You're red.
See that? So it's heavy how color, and I was trying to break it down to him because I was trying his spirit. I'm not gonna just immediately tell you you're an Edomite,
Right.
but he was an Edomite. But we were breaking it down to see, and a lot of it too, you can tell when you ask someone a question and they don't answer the question. You know, what you got, Ron?
This is the book of John 21. Now I'm gonna start from 1.
Where you at?
This book of John 21, starting from verse 1. John 21, verse 1. After these things, Yahushua shewed himself again to the disciples at the Sea of Tiberias, and on this wise shewed he himself. There were together Simon, Peter, and Thomas called Didymus, and Nathanael of Cana in Galilee, and the sons of Zebedee, and 2 other of his disciples.
Didn't Nathaniel say there was nothing good that could come from Nazareth? Wasn't that the same Nathaniel? Keep going.
Simon Peter said unto them, I go a fishing. Then they say unto him, we also go with thee. They went forth and entered into a ship immediately, and that night they caught nothing. But when the morning was come,
And like us, we come out and we don't catch a lot of fish, right? But now it's on the internet. We caught that fish, but that fish was a bad fish, so he had to go back. Like, no, we don't accept catfish up here.
I think the apostle said it. Like the internet, it's the net,
Yep.
the web.
Internet.
So there's different forms of fishing. You
Yep.
can do it with a pole,
Yep.
like we do out here, and
Yep.
then we have the net.
Yep, exactly.
You know.
but when the morning was come,
And let me say this too, I'm sorry, brother. That's why we don't need as Bishop Nathaniel said, because I would watch a video he did on C19, and he was like, you ask those brothers who will risk their life to go to Africa. We don't need to risk our life and take because that's what he was saying. Because he takes stuff for like yellow feet, you know, you got to take like
I know.
yeah. So he was saying that because we don't do that to go to Africa, we're not risking our lives for the gospel. We don't need to do that.
No.
That right here, you got brother. We had a brother that was where was he? East Africa, remember?
Yeah.
East Africa. You know, if there ain't brother on there right now that's not in America, post it in the chat.
Yep.
But the point is, we don't have to get passports.
Yeah.
We know the passport, bros, but we don't gotta go do that.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, who was that? Paul, Peter. They did that. They went
Yep.
on ships
Yeah. Yep.
They had to do that.
Exactly.
to get the word spread.
Exactly. We're in modern time.
but when the morning was come now, when the morning was now come, Yahushua stood on the shore, but the disciples knew not that it was Yahushua. Then Yahushua said unto them, children, have ye any meat? They answered him, no. And he said unto them, cast the net on the right side of the ship, and ye shall find. Verse finishing off, it says, they cast therefore, and now they were not able to draw it for the multitude of fishes.
So a great number, like in Acts, and then 3,000 were added. Remember? Keep going. Look, that's his spirit. Oh, I ain't know, brother. I see you, Shalom, brother. I ain't know that. The brother Goldfinger, he's from London, England.
Okay.
See? But that's an Israelite.
Okay.
That's an Israelite that's from London.
Across the pond.
Across the pond. So we're not going to say, because you're from London, that you're not an Israelite.
Right.
Well, did he come here? He probably caught the word, caught the apostles in London.
Right. The brothers out there.
Yeah.
You know?
Shalom, bro.
Yep. So just like out there, you know? So that's a beautiful point. We always talk about that. We always talk about just 'cause we said that, then we said to him, just because you're not on here don't mean you're not an Israelite. But what we're conveying to you is you do have to be an Israelite, but not saying you got to prove it, but by your spirit. There's a certain doctrine. If Christians was really Christians, they would accept the fact that salvation's for Israel and hope that they're an Israelite. They would hope that they're. You know what I would say if a Christian does say, "Man, you probably an Israelite," but they might not be because Balaam did that and he's a heathen, right? Then he say he hoped to die. Was it back? Yeah, he come back as an Israelite. So that's why it's like, hey, you just in the right spirit. So here, hold this red ribbon, and Lord's will we see you later. Right. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So you brothers, get your red ribbons.
It says, therefore, that disciples whom Yahushua loved said unto Peter, it is the Lord. Now when Simon Peter heard that it was the Lord, he girt his fisher's coat unto him, for he was naked, and cast himself into the sea. And the other disciples came in the little ship, for they were not far from the land, but as it were 200 cubits, dragging the net with 2 fishes. Now I'm going to jump down. This is the point. 12, Yahushua said unto them, come and dine. And none of his disciples dared ask him, who art thou? Knowing that it was the Lord, Yahushua then come and take it bread and give it them, and fish likewise. This is now the 3rd time that Yahushua showed himself to his disciples after that he was risen from the dead.
Wow, beautiful. And he raised what? In the flesh. And what was his flesh? You know? And that's why it's a deceiver. This was common knowledge. This wasn't this whole black proof, black white thing. That's new shit. That's new. Y'all think Jesus white because now. That wasn't back then. But that's Babylon. Babylon got y'all. Revelation 18, drunk with the wine. Drunk as hell, man. Y'all Jake's drunk as hell. Now, what I said in the world is, I'll admit it. I said I ain't care what color he was. But I didn't fight. He's black. If somebody taught he was black, I'm like, oh, that's dope. He's black. Like when I found it out, I immediately accepted it. I told this Jake one time, I said, yo, guess what? Because I went to high school with him. This is when I was on my little travels. When I learned the truth, I said, F everything. I'm not telling brothers do that now, have your stuff together, but this was like 7 years ago. You know, when I learned the truth, I didn't care about nothing. You know, I still handle my shit, but I didn't care about nothing. I went to this store and I saw a Jake I work with. He said, yo, man, what you been up to? I said, man, I've been in the Bible. And he said, oh, word? I said, yeah. I said, guess what? I said, Jesus is black. He said, Jesus is black? And he immediately accepted it. And who was in the corner, like that little demon on Recess? Little nigga, he's like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Little nigga was like this. He was another worker. He was like this watching us. I ain't gonna front. I made that house. I said, look, you don't like me talking about it. Well, you don't want to be like that now.
Right.
You don't want to be hot.
Different spirit.
Yeah, it's different now. You gotta be real wise. But my point is, there's power when Jake finds out that their power looks like them. That's why he made it look like him.
Yep.
So that you can worship me.
Yep.
He wants you to worship him, man. Just like all the other, how many other heathens, kings wanted to be God? Didn't Herod drop dead and worms came out of him because they reverenced him and not the Lord?
Yeah.
When King Antiochus wanted to go to the moon, did not the Lord put a curable disease in his stomach?
Yep.
Didn't in the movie 300, Xerxes, worship me. Remember, they all got this demon to be worshipped like God-like. They got a demon on them. Is that it?
This is
Yeah. Drunk.
this is
okay.
Revelations 18. Oh, you had it?
When he got it, very read.
Revelations 18:1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory.
Yeah. Yahushua.
And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen.
And that's the spirit we say.
That's right.
Babylon's fallen. But this place is about to fall.
Yeah.
This place is about to go down. We read it a short time, right? We did read that? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Keep going.
It says, and it's become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Hey, you know when I read that, now we know that's future, but you got unclean spirits here now, man.
Yeah. Yep.
You got wickedness here.
Yep.
You know? You can't even date no more.
Man, it's horrible.
You get catfish, go to where she said to pick you up. What's up, brother? and then you get stabbed to death and robbed, and they find out your chain was fake. This place is sick. This place is sick, man. You don't even know what people are up to. You can't trust people. You can't trust people here. You can't even be with a woman and trust her. Ain't that terrible? You sleeping next to someone you don't know if you can trust them. Get off. You ain't in bed.
That was a term called sleeping with the enemy.
Yeah, it's sad to say. But you gotta watch that paranoia spirit, you know. But it's sad that we're at the level, like, you know, there's a term that, you know why we really don't get good sleep? Because the right side of our brain is still keeping watch. When you're not sleeping at home, your body will be asleep, but your brain is still awake for defense. So you don't really sleep like that.
What's the saying? I sleep with one eye open.
Yep.
Then you're uneasy.
Yep.
You don't feel safe.
Yep. I be real. I'm like, damn, man, I don't be sleeping like that.
Yep.
You gotta drink wine before you go. That's fucked up. That's messed up. You gotta induce yourself to go to bed. I'm like, damn. I ain't been going to sleep till like 3, 4. I'm tossing.
Yeah.
Fan don't work. Classical music ain't hitting. Got to put the gad flute on.
Rain
Sending up
sounds.
prayers.
Right.
This is the hell you catch here. You know? This the hell you catch here. Keep going.
This is back in Revelation 18, verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
Repeat it again. Repeat it again.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath.
Hey,
of her.
we that set apart woman, man. We're set apart here. You know? We really be outside looking in at y'all.
Yeah.
While they're outside looking in at us. You know? Read that again. And I'm sorry, brother. And then when you see people that you know in the world, they be looking finished. They be looking done.
Finished.
They be looking done. Read that from the top
Neat,
again.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
All these nations. Now, nations are practicing sobriety. China's still doing a little deal, but they're not really. Russia, Iran, you look North Korea, Brazil. Even what were you gonna say?
Even with that chick really grinding, weed over there is illegal. This what happened with weed in Russia.
Right. You know what's funny about that too is Brazil is joining the BRICS, but Brazil is talking about if you talk about moles, you could be arrested. But they're in league joining the BRICS, where Putin just said it's illegal for you to adopt children if you a mechanic.
Yep.
So y'all gonna have to switch that shit up. You know, there's gonna be an issue where they're gonna have to denounce Babylon's drink. Like I don't drink that no more. You know, keep going.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
And this wine stinks. Does it not stink out here?
Huh.
It fucking stinks. Excuse my language. I really try not to swear, cuss. It stinks. It actually stinks.
Cesspool.
Damn.
It's literally shit on the ground.
Yeah. And piss. They're just pissing all up and down here, sleeping at the bus stops. I'm not getting on them as in but it's the society.
It's a third world country.
It's a third world country.
Third world country, man.
This shit is
They
sick.
call San Francisco shit Francisco.
Wow.
Because people don't use the restroom, they shit in the streets.
This shit is sick, man.
What was the valley of shadow of death?
Yep.
I got it right here.
Yep, read that.
Real quick.
And that's because of the wine. This is the valley. You're in the valley of the shadow of death. At any moment, you could turn a corner, walk down an alley, and there's either drugs, murder, extortion going on, you know, adultery. This is the reality that they alter on the television. Stop believing the television. Stop believing the news. This is really what's going on out here. They're not telling you there's a war going on. That's why women riding up and down, carpooling with them weird ass eyelashes and eyeliner on.
Big ass haircut.
Because
Look at that shit.
right.
What is that?
What is that? That's a poisonous frog.
That's
You know, in the nah, listen. You know, in the fucking the creature kingdom,
Yeah.
if something is colorful because it's poisonous.
No, well, that's the product of 6 9 ain't it?
Yeah.
Oh, 6'9" is confused. What's that? As above, so below. 6'9".
Yeah.
You know.
All the men that group, the 69 boys, that was that sexual move.
Oh.
That was the
shit.
sex move. 69.
Damn.
Yeah.
Psalms 23 and verse 4, it says, yea, though I walk through the valley.
Yeah, I was gonna say start at 1 because it's short, but it's good because it's comfort. You know what I mean? There's a lot of good.
Well, going back to that, there was confusion.
You gotta be drunk to be out here.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Someone coming out ABC, you say lesbian. Like, if you be honest, you can't just go out here. You have to have an IPA or something. You can't, right? You really can't just come out here, bro. You can't just you came to mind. So I'm like Alazar, he claims he don't drink, but your ass be posting you in the club. How the fuck can you be skilled? I'm sorry, I really try to. How can you be in the club, bro? But you sober.
Right.
But you sober and you. I can't imagine that.
Party all the time.
I couldn't imagine that. Right, you got Eddie Murphy on.
I know people that go to the club but they don't drink. I'm like,
how?
That's like being a bartender, you don't drink. How you don't? This is Psalms 23 and verse 1. It says, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
The Lord guides us. 2 Ezra 16, and it says, I shall be their guide. So the Lord guides us. And that's why it says that we're the sheep of his shepherd. That's why we're referred to as sheep, because King David made that statement in the book of Psalms. We're the sheep, and the Lord's our shepherd. And Yahushai's our shepherd. Yahushai led us to who? The Father. Because we was wild and shit. Yahweh's the husbandman. He's a farmer. He looking, I don't want these sheep. Like, what was my man? Jacob, Rebecca's father, Leah's father, Laban. He didn't want those sheep. Remember, because he painted them. He made them not look good. So that's us. We might not look good, but we are good. So that's him bringing us to the Father. Like, no, they're good. Keep going.
And it says, verse 2, he making me
Women losing. 2 years ago, they want to date a nigga without a car. Now they so through catching a bus, a nigga on a bike get back. Fucking finish. Rocket the Abba Shema Shai, man. Fucking done. Where that six-figure man spirit at? Right. Nigga. Keep going.
And it says, verse 2, he making me to lie down in green pastures.
Yep.
He leading me.
You know the movie. That was your people's. Green Pastures.
Yeah.
But we got a brother up here who's uncle, right?
No, it's my cousin's uncle.
Cousin's uncle that played in the movie Green Pastures. William Warfield.
Yep.
Which they listed that movie as a comical. Did y'all know that?
Yeah. What?
Yeah. Yeah. That was a great movie. That was cool to see how, Yahweh operates with the angels.
Yeah.
And they show you they don't know. And they like, but I've chosen one. And they okay. Yep. They're happy to hear he chose, was it Jacob?
Noah.
No, Moses.
Oh, it was Moses?
When they were in captivity.
Oh, Moses, yeah.
When they were in captivity.
Yep, then they had the scene with Noah.
But then with Noah, he gave him a certain amount to drink.
He said 1 keg to 2 kegs, Lord. 1 keg, Noah.
No, you better let it spare it.
You see how when he got mad, his power went up.
Yeah.
See?
Yep.
Like, okay.
Yep.
Verse 2 says, he leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul.
Yep.
And that's one thing too. Nothing here is fulfilling to our spirit. But we have about Shema Shai and the brotherhood, of course.
We had an Israelite. I think we were on that side, and we were talking to him, and he said, "I needed that. Yep. I needed my battery recharged. Yep. So you feel it. You heard what Terrence Howard said. Yep. Feel that shit, man. Yep. You feel it. You can't help it. When you feel the spirit, you can't help it.
Yep. It's like a mood enhancer to make you happy.
Yes. Yep.
And it says, he leadeth me in the paths of righteousness.
That's where we're being led. Which proves what? There's no free will.
Right.
Keep going.
For his name's sake.
Yup. What's the name? Hashem Yahushai. And we're to praise the Lord day and night. We wake up, we go to bed, throughout the day,
Every day.
In all things.
He said this the sacrifice of our lips,
That's crazy too in that movie. Green Pasture, they give you the nature of Yahweh. How he was like they evil, I gotta kill him.
Right.
He was like, they gave his nature.
Right.
Sure.
And everybody was so-called black.
Yup.
And it says, verse 4, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
That's where we walk through.
Every time the wind blows, you smell that shit. And it says,
Shit is sick.
yeah,
You're supposed to be on a date with your future wife, but your people begging for change, smell of piss and fighting and drinking going on. Like, you can't start a family in this environment. You can't, and that's another thing too, going back to the pride, is look at how people are still trying to keep up with the Joneses, and the Joneses left. The Joneses left America.
right.
That's a Jake.
Ephraim.
That's a Jake. See?
And it says,
Because he threw up the peace. That's Shalom.
right. Yep. Verse 4, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil.
So we don't fear. We're not fearing what that's why these people got that jump shot. Because they were afraid. And they were afraid because of who? Not China. They were afraid because of Esau.
Yep. And his narrative.
All it took was a couple news stations, couple news anchors, you know, a couple places to go,
Commercials.
a couple requirements, and they their foundation is sand.
Yeah.
That proves these people ain't built on nothing, man. They're not built for it. They're not built for the judgment coming. They're soft,
Yeah.
you know, soft and squishy. They say it's a saying on the farm, like you soft.
Yeah.
You gotta fucking
Yeah.
You gotta have something to you. You gotta have something to you in this time.
Yep.
You're gonna be losing it, man.
That's one thing too. If they lose their minds,
Wits.
their wits off of not getting a Big Mac at McDonald's and custom manager, bro, how much more when Shaq hit the fan?
Yeah.
You know?
When the military got it, and you gotta do what the military says to get it.
Yeah. Or
You know?
else.
Hey, and going for women, you gotta have a special lock for you to listen to your man in those times.
Yeah.
Because you got women now that got this butt and doubt spirit. You come up with this good ass idea, and it's like you don't know shit, but you come up with this good ass idea, and you come up with this mythological problem.
Right.
Shut up. This wasn't an open conversation.
Right.
So you gotta have a special spirit in the time to come for you to just listen. Okay. You hold on to the garment.
Yeah.
You better hold on, or your ass gonna get left behind. You better keep up.
Like the one time in that movie, he had to smack her to listen. Remember what's called Bug? She
Right,
kept
yeah.
talking, he said, "Shut up, shut up."
She listened after that though.
Yup.
And guess, y'all ever see that movie Bug?
Nah.
Bruh.
It's a great movie.
Great movie.
What's wrong with the cartoon?
Nope. You gotta watch it. It's with my man General Zod.
Yeah, he plays. Yep.
General Zod.
Yeah.
He played in it. But the movie is so trippy that you almost start thinking he's crazy. Y'all want the spoiler?
Yeah.
And then in the end, you find out he was telling the truth. Everybody made you think that he was tripping, he was lying. In the end of the movie, guess what the bug was? Guess what the bug was? The RFID chip.
Boom. MOTV.
I gotta watch that.
And it's
Yeah.
the whole time they're looking for bugs. Like there's something crawling on me. You see it's a bug, and they're picking at their skin because it's the frequency.
Yep.
And then he finally pulls it out. It's an actual, they got his ass. Great ass movie.
Like that scene in Matrix. They put that
Tracker.
Yeah.
in
Yep.
his belly button.
Yep.
And they're like, hold on, we gotta make sure you're not
Trap. Yep.
He was
Suck
like,
it
"Yup,
out.
He said that's real.
that's real."
Yeah, it's real.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the mark of the beast is real,
You
dude.
thought he was dreaming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You heard Selena. Keep going.
Back in Psalms 23 and 4, it says, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death."
Hey, it's a long journey. Like Yahushua said, the kingdom of heaven is as if a man took a journey and he took talents with him. So we have to utilize what we've been given while we're in the midst of this journey. Hey, we're circling this thing, man. You know, keep going.
It says, "I will fear no evil,
Yup.
for thou art with me."
Evil, bad time. We're not fearing Esau nor his threats. You're gonna be fired. You know, you're gonna be evicted.
Right.
All that, man. I got Yahweh Shemel Shai.
That's freedom.
I'm tired of man. I'm tired of mere mortal men trying to control my mind and my servitude. You know? Like the other day, movie called Bug. Yep. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brothers. The other day, the place I stay at, now, hey, you brothers that pay rent, make sure you keep every transaction. Money order, keep your receipt. Keep your receipt. So they've been hounding me for 3 months, telling me that I haven't paid rent. Now, when they first used to do it, I used to get upset. Hey, yo, man, what are they talking about? Pay rent. So then now I just ignore it. Then they finally send an eviction. I called and said, hey, this is the third time that I've had to deal with this. She immediately cut me off and said, I apologize. Our system didn't recognize your payment. I'm gonna clear it up. But the point is, I trusted in the Lord and I knew I had my receipts. So, hey, I felt like Denzel and Hurricane. Like, you could come in, my nigga. But like, I got my shit set. You're not about to do me like that. But what that's showing you is, in the time coming, this next LD, you know who's gonna be making the moves? AI. They're gonna be using AI, tracking everybody. Nope, not that. Nope, he ain't blooped up. Where'd you go? Carbon footprint. So that shit's gonna be super draconian. Ain't gonna be no explaining yourself. Why ain't you go and get it? If the machine says that when it scan you and you defected, you ain't gonna be able to say scanner again. This next go around, it's gonna be the lockdown, man. You know? Keep going.
And it says, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
Up the scriptures. You know?
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Verse 5 is, it's only 2 more verses.
Yeah.
Thou preparest the table before me in the presence of mine enemies.
Yep.
Thou anointest my head with oil.
That's why we preach the gospel. We have the table right now, which is the scriptures.
Right.
And our enemies, Psalms 50 and start at 16.
Gotcha.
Psalm 50 and 16. It said, thou prepared the table before my who? Enemies. So Esau is seeing us get built up before their eyes. In so much that he had to come from Ukraine to hear the truth. Because out in Ukraine, they're telling you Jesus is white. Remember that one Amalek that came up and he said, I'm a Jew?
Yeah.
Was he Russian?
He was Russian a couple years back over there.
He said, you got hate. You got hate in your heart. That's what he kept telling us, that we're lying. It's on the internet. It's on his page.
Yeah.
He called us black Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah.
Something.
But
we on someone's page.
But then again, he came on scoffing at us.
Yup, with leprosy.
Talking shit first.
Yup. Him and his son's woman.
Yeah, yep. It says Psalm 50 and 16.
Yup.
Psalms 50 and verse 16, it says, but
Your brother's there?
Yep.
Psalm 50.
And verse 16, yep.
Now, it's a psalm, so we got to sing this. All right? No, I'm just messing with you.
It is a song.
It is a song.
Psalm 50 and verse 16, but unto the wicked the Most High said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
Right, like we weren't going to get on him because it ain't necessarily his fault, but like asking him, like, what have you done to show proof in the Bible? But you're discrediting what we're saying. Well, what have you done? Because we have to come to a point that someone here is lying. Someone here is studying to show themselves approved, and someone else is just lying. And we come to find out, Esau, you're a liar, man. Yeah. You're actually an effing liar. When it comes to the Bible, you're not for truth's sake. You ain't a man of honor. You ain't of integrity. Because if truth's sake was real, you would have to admit it. And that's why you got like scholars that they'll be like, well, the mark could be the micro, but not all of them say that. But there comes a point where like we gotta address it for truth. Stop emotionally justifying your opinion.
Well, because a lot of what Christians do, they regurgitate what they hear the pastor say.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like my mom, she used to read the Bible. She used to read it now. But it still couldn't get through to her, because when I first found out about the truth, it was about a year before she passed. And I was trying to tell her, like, look, Mom, his name is not Jesus, it's Yahweh Shai. You know, we're actually the Israelites. And she agreed with me to
it makes sense.
Then she switched, like, nah, I'm a Gentile. I'm all right.
But she is though.
Yeah.
You're a Gentile Israelite. That's what we try to tell people, like, yeah, we're Gentiles, but we're Israelites though.
Right.
Going back, we said, yeah, Timothy, his father might have been a Greek, but he's still an Israelite. You got people right now that identify as cats, but that still don't make his ass a man. You can identify as a woman, my nigga, but you still you know what I'm saying though? Like, so people can identify as things, but that don't mean what they identify is truly who they are.
Exactly. Yep.
So it actually works in our benefit. All this network, you're saying you're one thing, but we know you're not. Remember, he said, it's ma'am. Like, we know what you are, dude. You know? You go, a blonde wig, look like a woman, but you in GameStop trying to buy Call of Duty. So you still got manly desires. That's confusion. Keep going. Y'all know what I'm talking about, that video?
Yeah. It's ma'am. Psalm 50 and 16, it says, but unto the wicked, the Most High said,
Esau, in context, Esau,
what hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
what have you done to declare truth? You've had the Bible. What have you done to declare truth? Keep going.
Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?
Yep. Have you taken the covenant that I made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and have you established it with the people? No. Keep going.
Seeing thou hatest instruction,
Emma Smith got a number.
and cast my words behind thee,
Yep.
when thou sawest a thief, then thou contendest with him,
Yeah, Babylon, Babylonians.
and hast been partaker with adulterers, thou gavest thy mouth to evil.
Esau gives his mouth over to evil.
Yep.
What does it say? His mouth frameth deceit.
Yep.
So he forms to lie.
Yep.
So he is to lie. He's forming his mouth to lie to you.
Yep, just like this picture.
Right.
Got a snake's tongue.
Yep. That looked like the NASA image.
Oh,
the
wow.
sign for NASA.
It does, actually, yep. And it says, and thy tongue frameth deceit.
Thy tongue frames deceit. I'm a Jew. I'm God. Salvation's for everyone. That's what he does. He frames deceit to you. Keep going.
Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thou slanderest thine own mother's son.
Does he not slander us?
Yep.
Y'all see Vocab made a website that has a list of all the Hebrew Israelite camps? And he said, this is what I got so far and counting 152 camps.
Damn.
There's over 152 camps that they have collected so far. And each camp is, so hey, you know?
It's giving me agent vibes.
Yeah, because Haman, you know, numbering, you know? I watched it. I watched you. I watched that video. I wanted to see, you know? Keep going.
Verse 21, these things that hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou
Because the evil work wasn't executed speedily, so thou thoughtest I was one with thee. Keep going.
It says, thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself.
Manifest destiny. Remember it said,
Right.
God said,
Yep.
this is God's plan.
Yep.
You heard Drake.
But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes.
Read it again.
But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes.
That's what's happening right now.
Yep.
Esau sees Babylon going down, but there's an in particular set of so-called black and brown people, men to be exact, that are gathering together, that are coming together, coming under the knowledge of the scriptures, taking certain things, looking up things, not just following the multitude to do evil. They see it when they drive by. They're not looking at this as a gang, because you know this ain't a gang right here. You know, like we try to explain to the Ukrainian, he tried to say that the garment was symbolic. Y'all peep that?
Yeah.
So was he naked?
No, exactly.
Like, shut up, bro. Like, all that. See how Esau, he tries to like go too deep. Now, does the garment represent the truth? Yeah. But what John saw was the literal garment, you know? But it said, reprove them before thy eyes. That's why he says, thou hast prepared a table before my enemies.
Yep.
You got something?
Oh, not right now.
All right.
Keep going.
Yeah.
It says, now consider this, verse 22. Now consider this, ye that forget the Most High, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver.
Beautiful. Yep. Back to this. Get a couple more.
Back in Revelations 18 and verse 3, it says, for all nations are drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
See, all nations. That's why you have all nations here in America. You can go to Chinatown. You can go get Ethiopia seasonings.
Little Italy,
You can go to Little Italy.
Little Puerto Rico down the street.
Yep. All nations are here. Ukraine, everybody here. Everybody's here. But not only just here when you think about their nations and what they're doing. Let's get a couple more. It seems like it's getting worse.
Yeah.
What is it here? The
So
United
level
Nations
here.
is here.
Yep. Why does America smell like urine?
For real.
So why is America allowing urine to be in their streets? Why don't they clean it up? See, that's Esau for you. Like, you're not taking care of your country, well, we'll move over there. We'll clean it up.
You know what it is? They're not providing an alternative to use the bathroom.
Yep.
Yep.
Especially for homeless. If they ain't got nowhere, if there's no, we can't even go to a bathroom
Nope.
nowhere.
And then we've moved forced pillars because we were down there We say, all right, let's go here. All right, let's go there. And then it's like traveling. You know, we're just gonna change spots.
Yep.
And then where we go the other spot, that's where bums sleep at night.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know? And then the pride of Esau, proud ass devil.
That was that one dude that came up to the camp a couple of times.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, but he was like, I'm Native American, remember? But he's an Edomite.
He was a
Yeah.
$5.
Yeah, the $5 Indian.
Yeah. People are fucking garbage, man. Like, I would have a problem with that. If this was my country, like, yo, we need to clean this shit up, man. But instead, your little fat, nasty McDonald's, Dorito, Mountain Dew, chew spitting garbage, Call of Duty ass wants to rollerblade by in your Walmart fucking socks and say, hey, it's a spot you're sitting in. They're low level, bro. You people are low level. You people not good enough for us. You American women ain't good enough for us either, man.
Oh, man.
You know?
That's some American woman.
Yep.
Stay away from me.
That's
Because
the word.
we want good things.
Right.
You know, we want to eat healthy food. We want our house to be healthy. You know, we want a good environment. A woman asked me the other day, "Can you fight?" Why you want to know if I could fight? What lifestyle are you living? Will you send me money randomly? Hey, what? But you got everything you need.
I'm not your father.
See, there's a problem. You know what the problem with you American women, starting with you black women? You want rights as a virgin and you ain't a virgin.
Right.
You want me to treat you like I was the first man to enter you. Maybe if I took your virginity, hey, you all right, bet here? Hey, it's getting rough out here. Let me throw you a couple dollars. I'm gonna go back out and get some more money. But I'm supposed to give you money while other men, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't hurt feelings.
You don't get virgin rights.
It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of our fornication.
Jake, you saw him, the bald pastor right there? His window was down, he rolled it up. Good, this ain't for you. This ain't for you. Go get your Gillette and shave that shit, man. Yep, this ain't for you. We not like them other camps yelling, black men come here. We not for that shit.
Right.
We not out here like these other camps, man. Nah, man, the Lord gonna bring you up. The Lord brings who he brings on the camera. Keep going.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
Saudi Arabia did that. That's why now it's a major deal that Saudi Arabia is joining the BRICS January 1st, 2024. So y'all on a time limit. Well, Walmart's supposed to stop September 1st, and then it's gonna go to 52 years old.
Good.
Y'all seen that?
Oh, no.
They're changing. Yeah, they're supposed to be stopping Walmart or welfare.
Oh, yeah, I heard.
Yeah,
Okay,
welfare.
okay, yeah,
My bad,
yeah.
welfare. But now Saudi Arabia joining the BRICS. Now they're not going to accept the U.S. dollar as currency for oil. You're not looking good, man.
US dollar's done.
You're not looking good.
It says, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
Yeah, that's how China got rich. You know, Ishmael got rich. Elam got rich. Why does Elam own gas stations? Why does Ishmael own corner stores? How does Moab own salons? They got rich. Import, export. Now Moab is cutting off certain precious metals to bring here. So this thing's about to get depleted. Keep going.
And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people,
That's literal.
that ye be not partakers of her sins,
Yep.
and that ye receive none of her plagues.
And that's what we're ultimately waiting on. We're ultimately waiting on to be delivered when this place gets destroyed. You know, that's good on that. You got some?
Yeah, just one.
All right, we'll end it on this.
2 Peter 3 and 13. 2 Peter 3 and 13. It says, nevertheless, we, according
Hey,
to...
people are going to be mad that they bet on Babylon.
Yep.
People are going to be mad that they chose Esau.
Got a muffin top.
They're going to be sick. Watching the King, we're going to have a lot of Moabite women because I noticed Moab, they cleave to Esau right now. You know? It's a nasty-ass combination.
Really, it's their parents.
Yep.
I was watching this video about Arab women. A lot of them are starting to defy because they're getting Americanized. So now they're like, oh, like black men. See that video? They're
Yeah, I
like,
see that,
no
yeah.
black men. And this and that. I mean, but it's really just systematic racism
Yep.
within
Yeah.
the race.
That's why they're gonna be shitting bricks when they find out they picked a loser.
Yeah.
That's what that. Hey, I'm telling you, the biggest ones that's gonna be sick is these women.
Yep.
These women gonna be sick. Watch. Let's end it off on this.
2 Peter 3 and 13.
You sisters counted a blessing.
2 Peter 3 and 13, it says, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness.
That's what we're waiting on. A new heaven and a new earth, to be in a new spirit, you know?
Body.
New bodies, a new smell, a new kingdom, new Jerusalem.
New vibration.
Yep. None of this shit, man. You people communicate through poison.
Oh,
You got a
man.
poisonous device communicating.
Yep.
If you could see the shit that bounces off of it, that the naked eye can't see, you wouldn't even hold that shit. You wouldn't even let your kids have it. You know? But your brother's good?
Okay.
Hey, so Lord's will, you brothers and few sisters were edified through the Spirit. And we like to say, call Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashir, Kakwadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles, a great millstone that do good well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect.
Shalom.
Shalom.